going to find out that jumping on is a lot easier than jumping off.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know. The air is unfit to breathe. Our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first
do the official deal, guys. Welcome, another episode. Again, we're putting it in. Actually, this is number 10 of the ThinkStopper. Yeah, we've already logged in 10. I just did 9 with Nikola Tesla, which was a good one. But just want to say thanks, guys, for supporting. Keep on pushing it out there. Hitting like and subscribe and all that shit. We got our YouTube channel. That's going. I think we've got 3 subscribers on that.
There we go.
3, maybe 4. So maybe they might get a little bit more support from everybody here in the room. Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's kind of I kind of feel like I'm a kid selling candy bars for something for school. Isn't that about ready to come up? We're gonna start doing that shit here.
It's almost Girl Scouts.
Right. Well, this is Girl
dude.
Scouts season.
But
Girl Scout season.
But so we got season, dude. It's like a hunter deal. Snipe them out in front of the supermarket. But no, before we get started and stuff like that, I just want to say thanks for everybody. And like I said, we're slowly growing. We're figuring this out. We're gonna start we're gonna be making that attempt into doing some video. We're gonna be getting some vidjig going on. Hopefully, on top of that, I have been doing a little bit of research and maybe Skyping people in because people have asked me about doing that. So I just got to figure it out. That's all. So once we get there, we'll get there. But baby steps, we've putting it in. We're putting that vibration out. We're tuning that frequency. We're getting that energy out. We're trying to find those that are trying to find us, and doing it different ways. So we'll figure all that shit out. But I'm your host, Trez Mala, if you haven't noticed already. With my rambling on over here, and I'm sitting with my man Mikey Slyman.
We're back. I can't believe it's already 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
It's
already
crazy.
in the can. We got a few more booked out, so just chipping away. And we have 2 guests in here with us now. Real quick, Mike, anything you want to say real quick? A little update on anything?
No, we'll get there.
Okay, all right. Just didn't want to just steamroll through this little dealy. But our first guest here today, I'd like to introduce her. She's another comedian here in Las Vegas by way of Texas. Houston, am I right?
Dallas.
Okay, I'm
Dallas.
sorry.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I know.
Don't do that.
It was a flip of a coin. All right, it was a flip of a coin because I knew it was one or the other. But no, there's this other comics that are out here from Dallas. From Houston. But
Messed up twice.
Right.
well, hey,
Texas comedians.
Yeah, dude, it's like fucking bigger than the whole country, Texas, damn near. But we have the very funny Tab Lloyd with us.
How are
today.
you?
Doing terrific.
Thank you for having Mike and Trez.
Oh yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
Tab has her podcast, the
Ridiculously Funny.
Ridiculously Funny, which I was on a little while ago. I had a good time, and I was gonna say you were also. You used to do the news.
I still do the news.
You still do the news?
Still do the news. Yeah.
You were. Yeah, I remember you went to Sacramento to do the news, right?
I did the news for a year in Sacramento.
What do you mean do the news? Tell me
radio
about that.
news?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like her bread and butter.
Really?
Right on the.
So actually, so when I moved here, I was this homeless girl and didn't have anything, and I went to Sacramento, did the news, came back, brand new Mercedes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No longer homeless.
I was gonna say you're rolling out there. Really homeless? Or
I was
you
homeless. Yeah, homeless. Nobody ever knew it though. I would catch buses to shows and stuff. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, fucking A. It's like the law of attraction and, manifest destiny right there on that deal. But Tab, glad to have you on. We're gonna get into some shit, like you seen the ridiculousness that we do or that I do. So
Yes.
you can only imagine where this time. Like I was saying last episode, we got into lizard people. We got deep into royal bloodlines and all that stuff. But I'm not afraid to go anywhere with this shit. So. And then also, just real quick, I would like to bring in our other guest, we were actually able to have him here. A good friend of mine, also a golf buddy, fellow comedian, Dan Hall.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, he was like, anytime, dude. You want me on the old podcast? And I was like, how about Sunday, dude? It'd be perfect. Be
I'm
good
there.
Perfect.
I heard Tab's going to be there. I'm there.
Yeah. Good stuff. But
I love it.
Dan's from North Dakota, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
You betcha.
They got people there, huh?
Because I'm getting everything
Seven
wrong.
left.
Seven
left.
Seven.
Actually, you know what? They got more millionaires per capita than like any state in
Really?
the U.S., I think, yeah.
How they getting their money?
Per
Agriculture and oil.
Wow, that'll do it.
That fracking was going like crazy out there, and
Yeah.
then that kind of folded up a bit. But agriculture.
Was it shale that they were getting the oil out of, or was it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how that whole process of the fracking goes on as far as
No, okay. I
what
thought it
they're
was like
going into.
Well,
but
they were. I know one of my friend's dads went up there to be a driver. He was making like close to 200 a year or
yeah,
something,
just crazy
driving,
money.
just hauling in and out. And then they were looking for welders and starting them off at like $100K a year.
I got a friend of mine who
Yeah.
used to take photos
But they were-
over at Hoover Dam and became a tattoo artist. And he went up there to do tattooing and then opened up his shop and everything. And he's jamming up there.
So
Was
it's
it-
created
in
like a whole
Williston, North
economy.
I was
Dakota.
going to
Yeah.
say Williston. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like the property value there.
Oh,
Like
it was going
went,
crazy.
It went up. It went above like Manhattan and
Really?
in San Francisco for rent. Yeah, like because there was nothing there.
So much money
there's-
in a small area.
When I
They're
was-
driving in trailers and fucking renting them out for like $2,000 to $3,000 a month or whatnot, like minimum, like just a small little
we had
fucking
a
single
friend.
wide.
We had a friend that came out with this
Probably
his
more than
girlfriend
that.
or whatever, and he owned a Holiday Inn up there. He says, Dan, you know what a Holiday Inn is in Williston, North Dakota? I said, no. This is ATM.
Wow.
It's just printing money. Well, when I was driving back from Fargo, coming back home, coming out here, I messed up because I left Fargo at 6. And then by the time I got to the western part of North Dakota, I wanted to looking for a room, and going all the way into Montana.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't find a room. I had to sleep in my car because I couldn't
wow.
find a room to stay at all the way. Yeah, it's anywhere around there. It was just nuts. But still a bit, but not like it was. But yeah.
Yeah,
down here.
but yeah, we'll see when you got like you got like more people in Henderson than you do the whole state. I
Yeah,
could see how you can have
it's
more
pretty
millionaires
much-
per
Yeah.
capita. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, I'm sure there's a couple of millionaires in Henderson that would, you know what I mean? That would tip the scales.
Yeah.
If it was its own state. I'm just saying, I don't know how many people are there, but
Well, Fargo's got a roughly about in that whole Fargo-Moorhead area is about 100,000, 125, 130,000. Just in that area alone, probably. So the whole
55,
state, the whole
40,000,
state probably
75,
has maybe
40,000.
200,000.
85, 5, 40,
That's it?
If that. I'll bet even less than that for
That's
the whole
crazy.
state. Because Fargo's the biggest city.
Yeah.
And then Bismarck, which has got maybe, I don't know, 60, 70, 80,000 maybe.
Those small towns are crazy
yeah.
places.
You know what's really funny though is like just speaking about small towns and stuff. Like one of the things is like things get crazy and weird in the city, but like people don't know like how hard people party out in the sticks. Like they do some like that's where all that fucking inbred shit comes from, that incest,
yeah.
because they're just like there ain't shit going on. They're like they're fucking the hogs, and you know what? Fucking, I'm going on. You know what I mean? I'm catching sister's mouth. You know what I mean? Like that kind of. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's like. Because, dude, one time I was partying. It was a chef we had this chef. My old roommate. He used to work at some nice restaurants and stuff. So we're partying with this chef, and I seen this dude on TV, and we're out. And remember that the red square over at Mandalay Bay. They had ice. Yeah. So we were there and we're like drinking, you know, and he got he got hammered. And his name was Grady. And we called it like instead of getting shady, like getting Grady. You know what I mean? Because like he got like, so he's just like, you know, putting the hand on the leg and like, but he's really you know what I mean? Like he's doing stuff. And he'd be like, you know, I grew up in a compound. And he goes, it ain't gay he's like, it ain't gay to like hook up with another dude. He's like, it's gay to
what?
Yeah, he's like, he goes, sometimes that's just what you do out at the fires or whatnot, out at the bonfires. You know? And I was like,
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, that's what they do out there.
Yeah, well, I
those
was
are
like,
the fires I'm going to.
But dude, then I would like, you know, I mean, it was some other stuff, dude, and he got all weird on us. He was like, don't be telling anybody. It was like, bro, dude, whatever, man. That's how you're partying. You know what I mean? Like that's what we say. We're like, I was just partying, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sorry I left the condom in you. Yeah. You know, but didn't mean to.
Anything's cool in the name of partying.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, dude, you see, there's like, I don't even know if it was real, but it was like, there's that little article goes around. It was like, dude, one dude, you know, he's serving life in prison because he killed his best friend after they had like 11 hours of gay sex and they didn't say no homo afterwards or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the source was like from Hustlers or some shit. You know? But, you know, but yeah, dude was getting Grady with it. You know, but he, you know, he proved that like people that party.
I have a question.
Way out in the sticks.
Don't all guys experience other guys at some point, whether in elementary school or high school or college?
I haven't hit that point yet.
Okay.
Well, that's why I didn't go to college.
Okay.
Oh, no. I have a joke. I have a joke about
do
that.
uncles count or?
Well, I have a joke about that. I was like, I go, how come everybody in college went and did some gay shit and just blamed it on college? You know what I mean? Like, just be like
college try.
That's what. Yeah. Yeah. Is that where the college try comes from? It's like licking a battery. I tried it. No. No, that is common though. They say most men, their first sexual encounter is usually, or I don't want to say
Same
sexual,
sex.
yeah, but like first like kind of thing like flashing or ass grabbing and nipple twisting kind of stuff in the locker room, you know, just wrestling around and shit like that, dude. You know, I get it. I don't know if that's, I guess sometimes, you know, like. Because I remember me and my friends, we'd be like fucking, hey, look at this, and we'd be like, and, you know, fucking show them the boner, you know what I mean? Like they'd fucking, but, you know, we're like 6 years old. You're like, look at this thing, you're like, ding, you're like,
do it now.
It sounds like you might not have had that experience, and maybe not even known it. You know what I mean? Like if you had like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I equated to now. To be like, you know, an actual sexual act, I guess that kind of goes into a different realm, you know what I mean, or what I would think that is would be in actual sex, not like locker room fucking around, because they turned like
look at this.
Yeah, they turned into like fucking showing, you know, the bat wing and shit like that, like doing that kind of.
What's the back?
The bat wings, like, it was in the show, that movie Waiting, but it's just like the ball sacks, is, you know, you can kind of tug it and it looks like a bat wing.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like,
I think I saw it at the Penis Puppet Show.
well, I was gonna say they made a show out of it, Puppetry of the Penis. You know what I mean? Like, so like that was, I would say for a lot that could be considered a sexual experience, but I wouldn't say the act of, you know, penetration, I guess, unless it's unless you're in the splash zone of that show. that'd be a terrible show to be in the splash zone. Be like, you know what? I needed a waterproof poncho for this. Like these guys are coming buckets.
They got a splash zone.
So, you know, you go to Blue Man, the first 4 rows, you got to wear a poncho. So, you know, that'd be terrible. I hope the Puppetry of the Penis doesn't have that. I haven't been. I don't know.
They start handing out ponchos on out.
Yeah, you don't need it.
You don't need it. I've seen it twice.
You're like,
is that show still running?
It's still running.
It is. I heard it's pretty funny.
It It's still running.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, I mean, we all know how hard it is to keep a show running in this town. So it must be good.
It's hard.
Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, man. We're going for that low-hanging fruit over here.
Well, when you get that old.
No, but well, that is one thing. It is hard to have any kind of show that's off the strip to one, have any kind of longevity. And I'm talking any show that isn't like...
Well, the marketing for that show is amazing because you still see it up and down the strip, although the show is not on the strip. Mm-hmm. They have the vans and the buses and the...
Well, and then when you're in Sin City, they're attached to the sex museum.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, so that's where the show is.
That's where it's at.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're part of that whole thing. So that's actually like an attraction for people to come into town, you know.
And that thing's been around for a while now. I mean, and that show's been here for a while. I mean, it's been quite a number of years.
But yeah, it is tough to have a show though, you know, running that's not on even shows that aren't, if you're just not on the strip, you know, downtown you get spoon fed a lot of stuff, and some smaller venues on the strip, you know, they they have deals worked out with like timeshares and all whatever and stuff, but you know, it's Vegas is a fickle bitch, you know what I mean? It's tough to get a show, and I applaud a lot of, you know, I just did a show. Gabriel Castillo put together, or he inherited whatever, the Godless show over at the Seesaw Theater, you know, and they were charging $10 for, you know, out of town or whatever and stuff like that. And you know, God bless. It's tough to get anybody to come out of pocket for a show that's not in a big venue here in Vegas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's real, because Vegas locals are like,
yeah. I'm not paying.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, you know, and everything in this town runs on comps. And then try to get a show when there's a casino. I mean, where there's gambling going on. Yeah, fuck it. You can't charge a door. You know, people do. God bless them, man. And I'll work them shows. Okay, I'll work that.
Wherever you want me.
Yeah,
I did a pizza show last night. I don't care.
I saw a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
people. What was that?
That was Reggie's show.
I don't know anything about
The
it.
OMG pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
OMG pizza. Yeah, I was supposed to do it on the 26th, but I had that thing pop up in California.
Gotcha.
Which then I was lucky to be able to pick up a show, so I didn't miss out on stage time. But I'm not, you know, maybe do that show out in Cali. But how was it?
It was good. It was good. Nice crowd.
I was gonna say, it looked like from some of the photos. That's good. See what I'm saying? Was it? It wasn't a. Were they charging or no?
No charge. It was
Yeah,
a free show. Yeah.
Yeah, so see, and that's the thing, man. It's tough. I've done enough of the local shows. I've done enough stuff here in town for long enough. It's a tough gig, you know. Like, people ask me all the time. I do the tours. They're like, "Oh, you work in Vegas? Oh, you must be doing all right." And I go, "Yeah." You think I get paid, you know, tens of thousands, but I get paid in tens of chicken wings. You know, even if your name's on the marquee up on the fucking, which it ain't. But I'm just saying, like, I know some people that are working, and they ain't.
And it's like they're not working with
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Yeah, when it's like, whoa, you should be getting a lot more money and respect for what you do, and from what you're getting compensated. You know, it's a tough town to do it.
Yep.
It is.
A lot of shit going on. You know, but Tab, you pull it off fine. How do you do it? What's the secret to success? Over
It's the casting couch.
Nice.
Dude, all right. I'm gonna put this out there though.
Put it out there.
I'm gonna put this out there. And I don't think these people are in the scene anymore. But I'm not gonna put any names out there and stuff like that.
Okay.
But there's people who've fucking on local shows.
Oh, yeah,
been
yeah,
fucking
we talked about this.
giving up the dome and shit for a fucking
Oh,
spot.
I've never done that.
Holy
These
cow,
were jokes.
like,
I've never had to do that.
oh my gosh, man. Yeah, I'm just like,
You can do that?
That's why when people get all mad. People got all mad at Trump with the whole grabbing pussy thing, you know, and I was like, you didn't even hear the full part of it where he's talking about when you're rich and you're a celebrity, girls throw themselves at you. They don't even care. They like it. They like it when you grab.
Same with R. Kelly. It just happens. It's just,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like they know he's a bad. They knew shit was going on. People know, right? But I've seen girls fucking get greasy and fucking throw all standards out the window for the fucking fat sloppy dude with his gut hanging, the fucking Artie Lang of the fucking bar.
Yeah.
Wait, because dude's got the bag of coke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a great meme that's out there where it has this greasy, haunted looking fucking barn, and it says where the coke is, and it has a white girl walking in, and like white chicks, like fucking, like, you know what I mean, like whatever I forget the exact meme, but and then people want to get all mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want to get all mad. I've seen people fucking sell out for way less. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like,
There was another meme where there was like a big heavy dude, and he was in like a Speedo, and he was with like a real tiny hot blonde chick. Mm-hmm. And it's like the top picture, it was the same picture twice, top and bottom. And the top one said, "This is why I tell my daughter she has to go to college." And then below it said, "This is why I tell my son he has to go to college."
yeah.
You know, that one's been floating around forever. But that was the one I was like, "Oh shit, that makes a lot of sense."
I like. There's another one where it has like the same similar deal with like the old guys, the gut hanging out, right, and then the hot chicks and stuff, and it was like, who owns the boat?
Yeah, like
you know
Dubai,
what I mean, like the yacht that they're on or whatever.
Dubai, yeah.
You know.
There's like a crew of like Greek men and they're like Speedos. It was crazy.
Was it someone that was telling us, or was I having a conversation? What the fuck was I talking about? They were talking about how Viagra like fucked up the game. Like Viagra like fucked up the game for for working chicks, like because now like these girls were
They gotta really work.
Yeah, dude.
Now they gotta deal with it.
Like
for a long time.
I guess before there was 2 minutes and that was it.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, oh, dude, yeah, you know, and there's been a few times where I had a couple girls like, really, and I was like, hey, you know,
They don't want to just talk anymore.
oh, bro,
They're lonely. They just want to talk. Not anymore, lady.
dude, I had a girl one time. She was like, oh, I'll do him. I'll get you done first, right there. And next thing you know, everybody was like, afterwards, they're like, dude, she was worked out afterwards. She was done. I was like, that's why I went first, dude. They're like, sorry, you know, I had to get to my.
So you putting it down like that?
I have.
Oh, you
before.
have.
I don't know. I don't know about now, dude. Like, right? Yeah, I don't know about now.
I
You
get
know,
just the right wind and I'm done.
I was gonna say, yeah, the missus.
Well, you're at that age.
Hey, now.
See, now he's gonna be taking truck stop boner pills.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's gonna be over there.
Constantly.
Like, hey Dan, dude, can you do a round of golf? Not busy, dude. Busy that day. All day.
It's like, what was his name? Dak Shepard in Idiocracy. Go away, I'm baiting.
Yeah, baiting, just sitting
You ever
there.
see that? Go away, I'm baiting.
What's scary is that's happening. That movie is becoming more and more real. But yeah, someone told me that the fucking Viagra like fucked up the game, and it makes sense. So,
I can see that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but since you touched on that R. Kelly
Let's
shit,
talk about it.
I was gonna say you got to know more. My wife, she you know, it's like 2 days into it, and she was like, "What is this all about?" Next thing you know, she's just walking around the house, staring at her phone, watching the whole
R. Kelly.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I just caught clips. I didn't see the detail and shit, but I know because I paid attention when it was happening.
But again, like you said, when they're celebrities, these girls they throw themselves. No matter how old they are or how old the artist is.
No matter how sleazy.
Yeah, the parents were supportive of that. Oh, my daughter's fucking R. Kelly. I'm sure. I mean,
So
I can't see it not happening.
I didn't really get too in. I haven't seen the movie yet. I haven't seen it. But was most of the girls underage?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was the thing. They were
Well,
like,
yeah.
I mean, here's one of the things. I mean, I don't know exactly when it comes to when he was like at the age when he was like cruising. He's probably always been cruising to high schools.
Well,
you know
they
what I
say
mean?
he hung out at the schools and the McDonald's and looking for girls, and he would tell the girls at concerts, "Bring me your friends," and they would bring friends to the hotel room. He would fuck all of them, probably with Viagra.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, but here's the thing is like, I was telling my wife, I get it, I understand, but at the same time, I was like, when I was a kid, you never were able to date the girls that were your age because they were. When I was in high school, they were fucking dudes in college.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? When I was in junior high, they're fucking the high school
The
guys.
dudes with the cars.
And then the
fucking,
next thing you know, I'm fucking getting attention from all the fucking girls from junior high when I'm in high school. I'm like, well, okay, fuck, whatever. And,
Yeah.
And then when I got out of high school, all of a sudden, all the girls that I met, they were like still in high school. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I was, that's just what fucking.
That's what happens, yeah.
That's just the way fucking like the attraction or however. Whatever works. My whole thing that fucked me up though in high school and junior high is the girls. I would hook up with the girls in my age and stuff like that, and they would and then they would fucking go off and then like just gangbang like all these older dudes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I couldn't even get a stink finger going on here. You know what I mean? Like you do everything blue ball me, and then you go over there and just fucking clean house and get glazed. You know what I mean? Like this is like what the fuck, man? Oh, just fucking Krispy Kreme, just a generous, copious amounts of fucking glaze over there.
It's been iced.
Just the little
I,
beads
I
at
have
the bottom
to agree with
too.
you because when like I told this joke on stage last night. R. Kelly, when I was 16, R. Kelly wouldn't fuck with me. I mean, he didn't fuck with fat girls. I mean, none of the artists did. They went for the skinny ones. So I don't know what it's like to have an older guy because the older guys didn't want the chubby girls. So I ended up being a lesbian. So.
Hell no.
It's starting to get a little hard there.
It's not gay if you're partying. We already covered that.
Okay.
That's a good.
No, the R. Kelly thing's a trip, man. Like, because we all know about it. This is old news. This is stuff we heard
he
about.
married Aaliyah. That was the first time.
I mean, we heard about this in the late 90s, right?
Yeah.
Is when we started hearing about R. Kelly. So now, like 20 years later, now all of a sudden it's like this next generation, the offended generation, and but everything. Like now it's like viral, and it's like, wait a minute. Us older cats, we heard about this a long time ago. This is not nothing new.
And
This is
nobody
nothing
did
new.
anything about
This
it
is
then
nothing.
either.
Yeah.
Even the same with the Me Too movement. This is not new information.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just,
the Me Too movement, that was totally a contrived fucking thing. They thought they were gonna bring down all these fucking right-wing dudes, and they end up fucking bringing down all these Hollywood and fucking left-wing people.
Yeah.
The guy that was the spearhead of that shit ends up being like one of the greasiest dudes of all. He actually had his secretary or his or whatever. I'm gonna say his little concubine or whatever. But she, the last one that came out, her whole thing was fucking, he liked to have really racially charged sex. So it was all about dropping the N-bomb and making
Who's that?
the dude, I don't know his name, but he was the head of the Me Too movement. They had him on Saturday Night Live. They had him all over. He was like the governor of New York or like somebody that was a high position, like attorney general or something like that. It's this big fucking thing. Greasy as fuck. And then it just fucking tapers off like a turd, and you don't hear it. And you don't hear any of these people that come out like, where's the Me Too movement with the fucking kids with the R. Kelly shit? Nada.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing. It's one of those things. It's the outrage du jour, And what was fucked up is look what it's doing to fucking actual victims.
Yeah, it's watering
You know
it
what I
down.
mean? And it's not only that, but it's left them fucking high and fucking dry.
Well, that one.
Like there's no one supporting them in this movement that they got.
I just saw, on the
Sorry,
show,
we
the
did like-
$1 Million Listings, that TV show. Well, what's the girl that used to be married to Marilyn Manson or whatever? The first one that kind of came out.
Rose
against-
McGowan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's having to sell her house and all of her shit on this show. I mean, they're selling everything because of her lawsuit with Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah, and she's gonna lose, dude. Did you see? He's
just
already
going
had
fucking bankrupt.
He's already had like 2 or 3 different cases dismissed already.
Oh fuck yeah!
Holy shit!
just-
Where's the Me Too movement?
Yeah.
He's
You know what I
probably
mean?
just
Where are
shooting
these?
money out, backdoor settlements,
fuck
out
yeah.
of court.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight a
yeah.
deal with money.
No,
Dude.
I see that in the bail bond industry. Whoever's got the most money, just
That's
like
who wins.
poker, that's who's your winner.
That's who wins,
You
man.
know,
No,
your winner's
big
got
bank
the
takes
money
little bank, dude.
all day long.
Because that's what they'll do. Here's another one about that. Just real quick, you have 2 guys that were both charged and lambasted with the same thing. You have, and I can't remember his name. I gotta fucking look it up. But you have Dr. Wakefield and his buddy. I think his last name's Brown. But both these guys made the connection between autism and vaccines via like a problem with the gut and all the stuff like that, your intestines and all shit, whatever, what have you. Well, Wakefield didn't have the money. He's the guy and he goes to defend himself. He gets slaughtered and all that shit. The other guy comes from old money, had the money to fight. So he gets exonerated. It's the same material. It's the same claims and everything, but they lambaste. They can just totally shit on this dude because he lost. He couldn't defend his fucking self.
As long as they have someone to fry, they don't care. As long as they have one face to put in the media as the, this is, we got him. This is the guy. This is the bad guy. They don't care if everyone else disappears. I see that too all the time in the bail bond industry. People with, when they go to trial with stuff, it's like crazy.
That was the thing. That's why I didn't want to go to trial, because I was like, dude, if I lose, I'm fucking going to jail for 6 to 8 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, this little probation deal's not that bad. And then they can say, oh, yeah, he pled guilty or whatever, and
they win.
Fuck them, dude. The system's fucked.
Speaking of system being fucked, so as men, have you ever went on a date and it didn't go quite the way you wanted it? Or it went the way you wanted it, and then she made accusations. So,
Hold on, look, there's a mouse. There's a mouse. Do you guys see that?
It is.
He just went in between those 2 white boxes over there. There's a little tiny mouse.
A little meese.
Oh my goodness.
You don't? Did you know you had a mouse in here?
No, I've never seen a mouse in this building.
I thought you were joking to get me to stop talking about.
Maybe that's the mouse that was calling 911.
But I did see it. Don't call him out.
Call the phone. Mice attack, dude.
What if you bring up 4 or 5 friends?
Mice are vicious little
there's
suckers, dude.
one
They run
mouse.
right up your pant leg.
You ready for this?
Oh man, get him! Oh my gosh, the anticipation's killing me. Where's he at?
He's on your forehead.
Crawled up your back. Oh man, dude, he's just holding tight in the pocket, dude.
Oh, he must have went in there. He was there.
I saw him.
Oh wow, dude, we have a hairy Houdini. I'm telling you, that's Frank. That was.
There he is. I killed him. Look, he's right here.
You killed him? How'd you kill him?
Oh, yeah, it's right there. Oh,
Sorry, I fucked up the show.
Oh man.
Okay, well, this has been fun.
Oh, it was a little baby meese. Oh, dude. You know what?
I think he was hurting.
He might have been.
He was hungry and weak.
He might have been wounded if you were able to get him that easy. You know what I mean? He might have already had something. Yeah,
he probably had some cardiac problems.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. We're not editing that out. That stays in. All right? That's how real we are here. The ThinkStopper podcast. Okay, it's real shit. Right there, life and death. You come fucking with us, we'll get you. All right, Tab. So you're asking. You're asking.
So I mean, I've seen so many of the Me Too movement. I mean, I'm sure it happens because it's happened with me.
Well, that's what happened to like Aziz Ansari. Like he went on a date with a chick and they were like fooling around, but it was like really awkward. Like they couldn't make a connection. Like he tried to make a pass, and then when she was like, she would be resistant, but then she would kind of make a pass, and he was like, oh, I didn't know if you know. So then she goes out and act like he raped her and made this, the whole thing with the Me Too. And so then when it comes out, it just ended up being a very awkward interaction between two people that like weren't vibing, but felt like that's the thing that they should have done. Like, and then we've all been there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So that was my question. Have you?
Everybody's always had that awkward date. I've never had anybody turn on me other than like, probably tell friends that, I'm a fucking 2-pump chump when I'm good for 5, like I'm just saying like, but, no, I haven't had anything, but I've had some weird dates. And when I say weird dates, I've only had probably like 2 that were weird. And after the second one, I was like, I'll never go on a date again. And I came up with this philosophy. I will go and meet them for drinks after dinner time, right? I'll meet up with drinks, make it a Dutch thing or whatnot, and kind of catch them on this loosey-goosey, little bit, easier atmosphere. My success rate, my closing escrow, 98%. I mean, it's a great deal, and then a lot of times it's easier to be talking to a girl, right? You're already having a drink, like, oh, I'm going to get another one. You want one? Instead of, let me buy you a drink. That's the creepy move. Being a bartender, guys like, I'd like to buy her a drink. I'm like, you mean her boyfriend? Because that's what's going to happen, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, there's all that shit. But, yeah. And so then I was like, I was driving home one day, and I was listening on the radio, Tom Likas. I don't know if you know that dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, never take them out Don't go to coffee. Don't get them don't get these greedy whores a dinner. Take them. He goes, have them meet you where you're getting drinks, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like this dude's got my game plan.
That takes a lot of
We
pressure
had a
off of
girl-
everything.
when I lived
I was
with
just doing it to be cheap.
I was living with a group of, when I lived in San Diego, there was 4 of us living in a house together. And so
Four guys?
4 guys living together, and we were splitting a house on the beach. And so one of my
really
roommates,
real world.
his girlfriend, it was the bum fight house. It was dope. It was a fun house. So my roommate's girlfriend, he caught her cheating on him, and so they broke up, right? So like 2 nights later, it's like Saturday night, his girlfriend's best friend comes by, right? And we're all like hanging out, and just whatever. And she ends up like hanging out all night. She was like trying to get with him. And so they end up like hooking up, whatever. They go into their room, whatever happened, we don't know. And the next morning, like she was hanging out, she had like breakfast with us and everything. Then as she was leaving, his ex showed up to try to like apologize, and she was there like wearing his t-shirt and shit. And so it was like a big fucking ordeal. So then they got in a big fight outside. We all laughed about it. And
chick
shit.
fights.
So like the next day, the police come and they're like, well, we got a report saying that you sexually assaulted this girl that was here. So she was trying to cover her ass with her friend.
Right.
Saying like, oh, then she made up a whole thing. Like we were at the bar and he got me drunk and took me home from the bar.
No.
And we were all like, no, wait a minute. You showed up at our house with cookies and shit, bitch. Like you were totally, you were here to fuck. Like you came over here to fuck that dude for sure. And you stayed and had breakfast. And matter of fact, you even went to the store and got eggs and came back. So, if you were assaulted and it wasn't like a environment where you couldn't leave.
That's a weird way to like deal with your you got Stockholm syndrome fucked right into you.
Yeah.
Huh? Like it's
like you left, came back with eggs and bacon and shit, fed everybody, and then
Dude, you
got
come back
caught.
with bacon. That's love.
Well,
right there.
that's
That's love.
And that's what we were joking about too. Like, damn man, what'd you do there, bro?
Was it maple bacon?
Yeah, it was
There she goes.
It was thick cut pepper bacon.
man.
From Ralph's right there on Mission Boulevard.
That's
He
how
was
you
doing
know.
it right.
Yeah.
He
I
was
was gonna
doing
say,
it
but
right.
that's how you know she's a psycho bitch.
But she was trying to cover her ass with her friend, and if it had just been the 2 of them, and not all his roommates there to cover his ass, you know what I mean? It would have been really bad for him. They probably would have taken her side.
Oh, totally.
And she threw a haymaker. She threw the Hail Mary. Was like, I'll just say he raped me. And then her friend was like, well, we got to call the cops. But even that bitch should have had his back. And like, that's not how he is. I was with him for 2 years. He wouldn't rape you. You know what I mean? But she was so upset. And it was ridiculous.
It's too easy. It's too easy for somebody to make these
claims,
these accusations.
Yeah.
And you want to know what's even more crazy, which is more bothersome, how easy it is. But then at the same time, when there's actual evidence and with rape kits and shit, they don't use the evidence.
Yeah.
It
Did you
just
guys
stays in
hear,
the
speaking
fucking.
of rape kits? Did you guys hear about all the rape kits that they found out were inaccurate? It was like a couple years ago.
Well, I know there was that one. Doctor lab technician that like falsified like tens and thousands of
Female
drug
doctor,
drug tests and shit like that.
Crazy.
To get convictions.
Yeah.
To get convictions,
Yeah.
dude. Like that. What just a terrible human being. The lives destroyed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. You just have to be.
Now, do you think as
evil
the
fuck.
inmate, the convicted, you're sitting in the cell thinking like, did I really do that?
What
Oh,
the fuck
dude.
happened?
Yeah.
Well,
Or like,
did I pass
or to be
out?
the crazy person. I'm innocent, yeah, bud. We're all innocent.
Yeah,
Oh God. I'll tell you that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm innocent too, bro.
Definitely,
everybody's
definitely drive
a
you to
Andy-
kill yourself just for
crazy. And
yeah.
Everybody's an
People,
Andy Dufresne,
They
dude.
pop up online, and it's like you hear about these stories like, dude spent 17 years in prison, and they give him a check for like $100,000. They're
Yeah.
like, we're sorry. It's like, what the fuck are you out of your mind?
Yeah, seriously,
I
dude.
feel like we should be handing these dudes like palaces and like fucking, I don't even, there's no way no monetary or material item can even recover
can
that.
replace that.
Yeah.
no.
And
No,
it's like,
dude.
and then you have the nerve to just give them like $100,000.
Yeah, especially you're talking people that when they
Should
go
never
to
have to pay
jail,
taxes
go to prison
again.
when they're young.
Yeah.
They They come out when they're older. They've no family. They've never,
Well,
And especially if it was for something like rape. All your friends and family have disowned you.
They turn the back
totally,
on
dude.
you.
You know, and all of a sudden now it's like, and then you have to deal with it. Like if we're super tight, and I'd be like,
Well,
Tab,
that's the thing.
You turned your back on me. You didn't believe in your friend and shit.
Yeah.
Well, you got convicted. You've been in prison this whole time, and it's like, fuck everybody. You know,
Right. I would come home and not fuck with those that turn their backs on me.
yeah, for sure.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, well, definitely, 100%. And that's one thing I can say about myself is, anything I've ever done, the very least that I could bring to the table is loyalty. You know what I mean? And to see it all the way through. But here's a little something too about lying and all that shit, and people not, regardless of when the truth comes out, you can't reverse that. You can't reverse that. You're fucked. You're a convicted rapist or whatever, no matter what happened, right? You can't reverse that. There's nothing that you could do. The saying, what was it, Mark Twain? A lie goes halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get his boots on.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're fucked. There was that one fucking dude out of Poly.
Yeah, the football player, right?
Yeah, from California, where the girl she got busted and
By her parents.
And he's out of an NFL contract. They won't. He's what is he gonna do? Fucking become a personal trainer when he had
Millions at stake.
Yeah, he had the whole. You know what I mean? Nothing marginalized them, but I'm just saying like what could have been what's the available option now.
$20 million contract versus $60,000 a year.
It's fucked, dude. It's
ridiculous.
That's so fucking messed up.
And there should be something for people that get busted. Anybody that falsifies a crime, that slanders. There should be
whether it's the investigator or the doctor we talked about.
Oh yeah, no. But whoever if that's your thing, like you need to let the neighborhood know. You need to let people know like a fucking pedophile has to.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this dude's a bitch ass.
This
You know
dude's
what I
a
mean? You got to go
liar
around.
and
Yeah, you
shit,
got to go
yeah.
around with that scarlet letter of bitch ass. Like that's
like the MSM girl that used to live here, the comedian girl. I don't want to say her name, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was so fucked off, man. That was so fucked off, And that's just why you don't fuck with other comics.
And that still comes up, and people still talk shit about that, and people are like, "Oh,
she left town, and I think she needed to.
yeah,
Well,
for
yeah,
sure."
just a little backdrop. There was a girl here. She was cool. She was new to the scene, new to comedy. She had a European view of things, and she'd be fucking around with some of the comics, and that's their bad too. That's one of the things, you don't fuck around with other comedians. It's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. 99.9% of the time, it doesn't work. It's very awkward. It puts the whole scene in a fucking weird position. And whatever. But she's fucking around with old boy, and then one night he just wasn't feeling it, and she got her feelings hurt because she felt rejected. Went out there, made some claims, and it wasn't good for either one of them. It wasn't good for either one of them.
No, like I said, that was what, 6 years ago, 6 years ago.
No, dude.
It's only been a couple
years.
About a year
Okay.
ago, yeah, a year or two
Okay,
ago.
but it still comes up, and people still like, "Oh, you can't book dude on your." Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's fucking bullshit,
that's
dude.
fucking-
Yeah, no, he's deals with his own demons, but doing that shit. And then she had to come out and say it because none of her
She
shit lined up.
apologized online.
Yeah, none of her shit, And whatever, I understand emotions get involved, especially if you felt rejected, even though they'd fucked around. That was what did it.
Yeah, and they're
You know what I
all
mean?
fucking boozed up. And
but
shit,
that
too.
generally
Yeah.
goes for coworkers in general in any line of work.
Yeah.
Like, because then when you split up or you break apart, then the friends have to choose what side they're on. And
Yep.
it makes an awkward work environment.
No, totally, dude.
For sure.
But the only thing is like growing up in the bar and restaurant business, all the single people, that's all you do is just fuck one another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody fucking.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
when I was
more of a temporary business, though.
Yeah.
People aren't there for long periods.
No, that's
making
true.
Careers and stuff.
No, when I was a cook, I'd just walk in, I'd be like, oh, bing, 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 bing. All
The
about
cook,
it.
you could put an extra meatball in their
Dude,
spaghetti. It's
fucking-
on. It's on.
Everybody's lunch was just sweet. You got it, girl.
It was what?
Sweet, just sweet.
Sweet.
Just sweet. Just a little bit of honey on everything.
Trey's back there cooking.
Oh yeah, man. I love that. That's a passion. It comes out in my food.
I was a cook for years. I couldn't do it again.
I couldn't do it for a living.
I couldn't line cook ever again.
That's why I had to. You know, everything that I've done, I don't think I could go back and do it again because I did it to the point of like burning out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could do it for the passion of doing it. Like if I had my own restaurant, if I had my own bar, or something, I could do it. I could work it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like clocking, dude. Like I have nightmares. Like people have nightmares of like school and old tests and shit. I have nightmares of having to go to fucking work and deal with a $12,000 egg breakfast. You know what I mean? Like
I used to
being
have
that
nightmares.
busy, fucking omelet pans and shit going and people.
Did you guys
screaming.
have the micros machine and those tickets spitting out of the printer all day
No,
long?
we had an old Epson, like fucking Morse code.
Doc Matrix.
I could hear that motherfucker.
That's what I was
now.
saying. I would
And
hear
it
it in my sleep. I would hear that machine printing those tickets out. Like, fuck, just stop.
Oh man, the
It's a
guy's
disaster.
calling the fucking orders. Oh yeah, you know. And then people are like, "Oh yeah." I was just talking to my neighbor, and he was like, "I was like, what'd you do New Year's?" And he goes, "Oh, I had to work." And he worked security at one of the casinos. And he was like, my job, my detail was watch 2 doors all night long, make sure no glass went out and no bags, no bags and shit like that." He goes, 2 doors. He goes, fucking 10 hours straight. You know, I was like, fuck. He goes, "What'd you do?" And I'm like, "I kicked it with the kids." Actually, I had his kid over at my house too. I'm like, we did the countdown twice.
Some apple cider, hung out. That's it.
Then, you know,
Life is good.
I go, and I was out by like 12:01. You know what I mean? Like if I can, and he was like, "Oh, that's good. You didn't have to work." I go, "Dude, I'm done working because I bartended New Year's, and that's like the shittiest fucking thing to ever do. To have to do."
Just pouring drinks all night.
Dude, down there on the strip.
Are you still doing the tour thing?
Yeah. People would have. I remember when I first started, people would have fucking panic attacks and shit when would just start thinking about it. Like people would start getting all like worked up. I'm like, dude, it's like 2 months away. Calm down. You know what I mean? Like, stressful. But yeah, I do the
believe
tours. Yeah. Man, I'm just saying. R. Kelly.
R. Kelly. R. Kelly.
Feel like I'm getting pissed on.
I heard they're opened up some investigations in Georgia.
I saw a clip of that. I don't know. Tab, do you know
she
anything?
wants the mayor or somebody, one of the city council members wants all those victims who they've not heard from to come forward.
Oh man,
so they can bring up new.
How do you even vet that?
I did see a clip where he did a.
That's just opening any Tom, Dick, and fucking Harry to
it
come up.
It becomes a
and
witch
just,
hunt at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
You know?
vet like
Okay, Trump.
You know, yeah, but I mean, you know, it comes down to
It's
like
true,
anyone
though.
can say anything, and you to convict on those, you need DNA evidence. You really do. You need like strong DNA evidence. You need to be able to like convince a jury.
20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, like, you need
Well,
a
all
jury.
these people are
Well,
just
here's the
concerned
thing.
about convicting in public opinion. That's all they're doing.
And then that's the other
all
thing too.
they're
How do you
doing.
even build a jury against R. Kelly when everybody knows what's going on? How do you
Well,
find an unbiased
you
jury?
can't.
Well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing is like he was getting them. He's like a master manipulator, very very persuasive, and they were saying it wasn't even. He didn't even need so much the celebrity to just have that ability with women or something like that. Whatever. All that other stuff is just a selling point, but he would get him in, and then once he was in there dropping the hammer, he started really dropping the hammer. He started separating people from their families and lives and keeping them as like just, you know, pretty much in a fuck box. You know what I mean? Like kind of, you know, some real fucking.
Those are like pimp tactics.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely. And a lot,
divide and conquer.
And look how loyal a lot of these chicks probably still are today.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
They just want that Louis bag, right? Like the
Right.
Louis bag, and you know, oh, okay, he's gonna, you know, he leased a Benz for me, and I got a Louis bag, and I'm
Yeah,
fucking R. Kelly. I'm R. Kelly's fucking Miami bitch. You know,
where-
you're the Atlantic City bitch. Like it's.
In the back of her head, where's she going
Oh,
to
you
go
mean
from
Louis
there?
Vuitton? I thought you were talking about Louis C.K. I'm like, that's fucked up. Why would they want this fucking bag?
No, but you
He's
know
trying to
that's
show
how it
the
is
bag
though.
all
You
the
see
time.
that. You see that even like out here in Vegas with these high rollers and shit. You know, and it's like Because
yeah.
I bail all these people out of jail, and
Yeah.
it's like it comes down to like they just want the material items, and they're shallow people.
It's
not
crazy,
to take
man.
anything away from anyone that was really victimized, but the greater portion of it, it's just that it's that that fast lifestyle. They want to know a celebrity.
Well, it's like and it's they're willing participants, and then when shit happens, it's like, well, fuck, dude, you were literally playing with fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you were literally you were playing Russian roulette. You know, it's just like anytime you see these people that you see these girls like, oh yeah, this guy's oh I know he's taking no strings attached, oh he's putting me up in this place to, I'm like, come the fuck on, like.
Yeah.
The only person you're lying to is don't just be like, oh yeah, I'm on a date.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever. But now they got apps for that shit that line people up with all that stuff.
Sugar daddy apps and shit.
Yeah,
like
dude.
that. It's crazy.
Bro, I was fucking perusing porn. Now they're doing those apps, but they're doing it as porn as well. So they're getting these girls, they're sweethearting them on dates, and then they're fucking making money on top of.
You're married and you still watch porn?
Fuck yeah.
You have to.
Are you kidding me?
You too, Dan?
Well, here's
I'm kind of.
That's the only.
well, here's the thing. Here's
These
the
guys,
thing.
they're
It's the only,
ridiculous.
it's the only
These
way I
guys
can
are-
see a
Here's
naked
the thing.
woman.
You watch
I'm on this side of the table. I'm with Tab. And he's nasty.
Yeah.
Shoot me those links, guys. Shoot me.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing is like I am kind of getting into a little no fap.
Fap?
Yeah, that's what they call it, fapping. But they have a
Masturbation.
Okay.
yeah, because it sounds like fap, right?
Okay.
But I am getting into that because there's a lot of energy that's built up and then like released when you can actually keep that energy and be more productive and stuff like that. And they've actually come out and
That's big in the fighting world
yeah, I was gonna say that's
to keep it charged. while
Yeah,
you
I
train.
just do it up enough and then I bring it down. I just do that for a while and then I
So
just
you
let
twist
my
up and
I
down?
just go I
No
just,
release.
Yeah, okay.
See, this is-
that's it.
this
Then I go on with my day.
So if you see Dan jogging, he's mid-session. He's bringing it down.
this is how I've been doing it. I just hold off long enough to where I feel inside my body when I do ejaculate, it's gonna come out like pudding skin.
Yeah.
So then that's
So you stop right then. You're like, okay, I'm done.
yeah.
You don't finish it?
Well, no. I don't even go through the whole process. I don't even like it. The brain switched off. Like the only
He said
time
he wants that super soaker release.
Yeah, the only time when I'm gonna snap my beans is with the misses.
Okay.
But like no fap, like you're it's like Seinfeld. You're remaining abstemious. You're not fucking jerking off. Keeping that mojo. And let me tell you what, I think my kids would be a lot happier if I just jerked off, because I'll tell you what, I'm on them. The homework, everything. But after I jerk off, I'm just sleeping. I'm like, you guys are good. Like, I brought you home from school. And you know what I mean? Like, that's... Make sure you're pretending to do your homework before your mom gets home to sleep. But if I have a day with, like, no fap, I'm like... I'd see a difference. So, next time I want to punch through a wall, it's a week, no fap.
Let me write that down.
But they say I've heard a lot of people. I listen to a lot of different like health podcasts or vibration meditation stuff, and they're like the actual power. Like I listened to this one about tantric sex, and they're like, that's what's crazy to me, because you're supposed to bring yourself up to that moment, and then you don't release. And I don't know how to not do that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to not. But they say that
I can tell you.
Focus.
But they say yeah. But they say that energy that's built up can you could actually sustain that, and they it's like when Sting was like, oh, I had an orgasm for 4 hours. There's like that cunnilindy, the lining of your chakras, like everything's all lit up, like you're in just this glowing state or whatnot. I you know how many times I've tried to cut it off? You can't. I don't. It's just like sewing your asshole shut and just fucking eating and eating and eating. Like it's gonna break.
It's building up. Builds up.
I don't know. Were you just checking no fap?
Yeah, I was just checking it out.
Looking the rules up.
It's like,
To not
I was looking
jerking
for the
off?
world record.
The world record of like. Oh man. Well, I think of like, people, you think of like historical figures and stuff like that, and you're like, there's no way they had time. But then again, they didn't have the internet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it with just imagination
Yeah,
alone.
that's the thing. You got to use that imagination.
I couldn't do that with just imagination alone. I'd be fucked if I was on an island.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't
So
got
you-
like
so
stuff
you-
stored
you-
in the
you
space
have to
bank?
have the-
No, that's different stuff stored. But
You have
like
to have
as
the
younger,
visual.
there had to be stimuli.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before I had the experience. Usually now porn just triggers an older experience, and that's what you at least that's what I recognize to.
See, it's weird
to
because
get
like with
going.
animals, like I have I have the poodles. We breed the poodles and stuff.
Okay.
And like once the
This is going weird.
once the males get
got weird.
once the males get to a certain age, they just walk around humping everything.
Oh yeah, well,
They're
why
just
not?
like, fuck, I'm ready to go. I'm charged and I'm ready. And they just walk around humping everything. That little one that was here the other day, he just started like 3 days ago. He's fucking humping everything. It's ridiculous.
Oh, nice, dude.
And he's got
His-
he's
his
all
balls dropped.
imagination. Yeah, he's in there.
Well, see, that's a different. That's like the DNA code. That's the urge to procreate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was like we were talking about earlier. Being a kid with a boner, you're like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Like, the dog just only knows. Oh fuck, what? Ah,
Yeah, it's like his body.
starts-
It's like he's possessed. It's crazy.
I got to get rid of this.
It's like that.
It's like hard because you got to explain that to the kids. I got like little kids. I'm like, what's he doing? And I'm like, oh, shit.
You're like
Why
fuck,
is he doing it again?
Yeah, he's just all day long.
because he's a champ.
Yeah.
Because he's a champ. That's why he's doing it again. He's a champeroo.
That's why we have him.
Top breeder. Yeah. He always hits his mark. Right. So he's bullseye for that. But yeah, man, fucking that happens. That you threw me off with the poodle fucking.
Well, I was just saying because like I don't think he has a no fap. I think he just has to like once his like little window expires as they get older, that calms down. But like right now, that's all he's doing.
Well, yeah, it's the program though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of weird. Like for myself, I was like, I didn't want to have kids, and then all of a sudden, like, I was like, here's the thing. I never even wanted to like snap my beans on the inside, even when I was like, oh, this is great. I'm like, no, you get kids that way. I don't like, you know what I mean? I was always cautious with that.
Yeah.
A jerk off for 10 minutes to finish just to make sure, you know what I mean? Like, but
Wait a minute. What?
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't get close, when you with a girl, like, I would make sure I pulled out for, long before.
I always like spraying it on them. That's just me. I just like spraying it.
Glazer, yeah, like going back to getting glazed.
Throw
Throw it on the back.
Nah, I like to paint a Mona Lisa. But well, I forgot where I was going with that. I was saying fucking. Oh yeah, no. When I turned like 28 or something like that, I was just like, I'm like, I need to come in everything. Like I'm like I didn't care. I'm like I just wanted to knock up broads. Like I didn't care if I had like 5 or 6 chicks knocked up at the same time. Like in my head, I was like.
So now, is that like a different feeling? Does it feel different to? I mean, you have kids, and you have kids.
Yeah.
Mike, you have kids.
Yeah, I have 3
You have
kids.
kids. So to come in someone, does that feel different than a towel or a napkin or?
Oh hell yeah!
I think,
yeah.
because you're just letting that release happen. You're not holding back a little bit, standing up, and then,
Yeah.
I think it's that whole just.
Technically,
that
it's where you're supposed to, so it just ends up being like the best
Yeah.
out of all the options,
Yeah.
But I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, it's, what I was getting at is, I just in my head, it was like I don't care if I have a kid. Like I was willing and accepting of having it, but like my body was just like fucking go. But I didn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I was well into my 30s before I had a kid. But at that time, like I and that's one of the things. It's one of the biggest things that I try to do is pay attention to myself, my body. Listen to my body, like. Instead of just thinking, I can get... Because, dude, you know how many people I know now, my age, they're out there, like, doing... They'll be like, oh, yeah, let's go play basketball. I'm like, bro, you haven't done anything active in, like, weeks. I see a blown-out knee going on here? And then they roll their ankle. They do, you know what I mean? Like, it was
Pull
like,
a
dude,
hamstring.
you can't charge like you were. Like, I fucking pulled, I got a cramp in my pectoral muscle the other day, putting on a seatbelt, just reaching across, and it flexed too hard. And I was like, my fucking tit. Like, seriously, I thinking of a heart attack if it was on the other side. You know what I mean? It was like, but you can't do that shit, man. You got to listen to your body, you know? Same.
That's for sure.
You know? Dan,
I'm rickety as can be.
Well,
It's like an old wooden ship.
well, dude. Well, I'm saying, like, you know, Dan had a little bout with cancer, you know, and he's like, dude, something's not right. He's like, was it you're in your hip, right? You're like,
Yeah, it was on my thigh. It was actually just a bump on my thigh. I just noticed it when I was taking a shower. So I was just kind of fortunate that it happened where it was, that I could feel it, because I didn't have
see
like,
it, 'cause if it
yeah,
had been
yeah.
the
If it was
back of it,
inside or something, I wouldn't know. I was just like, huh, what the fuck is that? I should
yeah, how
check
easy
that
is
shit.
it just to be like, oh yeah, no.
And then actually, I
worry.
didn't do anything about it until I went up to Minnesota and I saw some friends of mine, and one of them, his wife's a pediatrician and stuff, and we always ask her a bunch of doctor questions
Yeah.
when we're around her, because it's free.
She was like,
And she's like,
let me see it.
it.
Yeah, let me see it.
Exactly. Well, she's like, you should
And then
have somebody look at that.
Ooh, no,
That's
it's
the
okay.
worst.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Seek
said
help
a
immediately.
little harder, a little harder.
A little harder.
But yeah, I mean, that was,
You got to listen to your body. Well, here's one of the things. Then when you had diabetes, you were
I wasn't listening to my body at all.
no. And you
Are
had
you still a diabetic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
but like the thing was like you had the classic signs, but
was not.
it like his eyesight was going all wacky on you, right?
It was getting better.
It
It got better.
but no, what was it? Your eyesight got better. Oh, but then you just started losing
Losing
weight.
weight, rapid weight loss is one of the symptoms, and I'm like,
And I remember he was
diabetes.
I'm like, that's the best fucking diet plan there is.
No, but he goes like this. He's like, dude. He's like, my wife. She's getting all mad. She's like, you're just losing weight, and he's like, I'm just chowing down on ice cream right
every
for-
night,
he does.
11 o'clock.
Type 1?
Oh, type 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one I deserve.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think like I think type 2 is the more manageable.
Yeah,
or
well-
it's the
well,
type
the
1
type
is
I'm
like,
type 2 diabetic.
you are.
Yeah.
Type 2, you brought it upon yourself,
Yes,
I
for
think,
sure,
is what
yep.
the deal is.
So
Because-
isn't it
and
reversible?
That's the thing, though. But like I said, I wasn't listening to my body because, I stopped some other medication. I was taking medication for bipolar, and I was taking medication for ADHD and all that. And then the year before then, I cut all that out. I weaned myself off and stopped doing all that stuff. And then I found that I was really tired. And
Yeah.
I was thinking it was attributed to me not
Oh,
doing the
shit,
Adderall.
yeah.
To the point, I mean, I'm tired where I'm driving, and I'm just like nodding off.
Oh, shit.
Like middle of the afternoon, and but that didn't click.
See,
That didn't-
to me, that just makes me
eyesight,
think I'm at
that
peace with
didn't click.
myself.
We losing the weight, still not going to the doctor. What it took was for me that I'm at a stoplight and I got to piss. And when I say I got to piss, I'm like right fucking now. And I
Yeah.
had to actually get out of my vehicle and just fucking piss right there at the traffic light.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because I went to go pick up a vehicle in Texas. I'm driving it back, and like every 90 miles, I got to stop and take a leak.
Yeah.
But again, that didn't click. It took me being at a traffic light
Yep.
at the
Oh,
Tuscany
shit,
Hotel.
something's up.
I'm leaving the Tuscany Hotel is where it was, actually.
Hey, you're lucky. My a good friend of mine in Minnesota, dude, he had to fucking take a face plant into a glass table and wipe out like three, like $4,000, $5,000 a piece fucking bongs in the process.
Oh, shit.
His roommate found him fucking laying in a pool of blood and glass all over the
shit.
cut the fuck all up. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No,
And
that's-
then he lost some of his foot too. You know what I mean? Like fucking yeah. Nicest dude in the world, man. You know what I mean? But thought he was getting healthy because he lost that weight.
yeah.
And you know what I mean? He went into shock one day and just took a fucking header. Bam!
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate. I think my blood sugar, I think they said it was like 370, 380 or something like that. And I think it's supposed to be like under 100. That's what you should be at,
Yeah.
So
120-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like that's the whole. That's where you want to be. Actually, you want to be below a little
You
bit
want
below
to be
that.
anywhere from 80 to 100 in that
Well, I was gonna
range.
say
Yeah.
that puts you in ketosis. Like if you're like around, I think if you're below 90 or whatnot.
Diabetic coma, yeah.
No, no, I'm saying your blood sugar, right?
No,
Mine
low?
went down. That's how I found
When
out.
mine
Mine crashed.
See, mine didn't even. I don't even. And the doctor's like, we don't know how the hell you fucking are walking around fine.
That's what they
because
said to me
you
too.
You should fucking be gone.
As far as be gone.
As far as with my blood sugar, I should have had all kinds of stuff shut down. And
Yep.
so it's not a good thing. You don't realize it.
Yeah, dude.
But
Here I am fucking knocking down Twinkies and Ding Dongs. No,
I think about big culprit soda.
So yeah, for sure.
I love soda and I loved ice cream and and I didn't eat any vegetables and I mean it's.
I
just,
fast though. I fast a lot. I don't.
That
I
probably
don't. I
helps.
don't. I don't eat. I don't eat a lot of shit, and I definitely don't drink sodas and stuff. But yeah, I have
was
my.
drinking
I have
a
my.
lot, yeah.
I have my vices. You know what I mean? Like, you get me around. Like I said, I just bought some Twinkies and Ding Dongs for the kids, dude. And I open up the pantry. I'm like,
Smoke a little weed.
one
it's
ain't
over.
gonna hurt.
It's
one
over.
ain't gonna hurt.
Ding dongs are his weakness.
Yeah.
It's not gay if you're partying.
Hostess ding
It's
dongs?
not gay if you're
Hostess
partying.
Ding Dongs.
The hostess ding dongs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Chocolate and cream filled.
Right.
over there. With a good texture.
Okay.
But yeah, I had my kids eat Twinkies for the first time. They fucking freaked out.
Oh, they must have been.
They were like, "Oh," and I was like,
best.
"Yeah, it's probably the last time we'll get them."
Exactly. So that's the thing.
I went shopping high.
I don't introduce. I try not to introduce any of it.
Yeah.
Cause
You have 3 kids too, right?
I got 2.
2. Okay.
You got
far
some
as that,
Jameson
two.
over there?
Technically, he's got 3 kids because he just picked up a little pup.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
We got a
yeah.
puppy that I nearly killed already.
How?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it ate something in the backyard, so then I had to take it to the vet. I mean, it was like poisonous and
Oh, shit.
$650 rescue.
Were you guys like picturing Dan like glasses low, choking the dog,
Yeah.
hair all wild, fucking you pissed on the fuck out.
It wouldn't have been the first pet I killed.
Oh, man. Well, I just accidentally killed that mouse.
Yeah.
I just killed
Well,
a mouse.
And I thank you.
When my daughter was
That's crazy.
I remember when my daughter was in like nursery school or whatever, they had a hamster in the class, and if you were good, you got to bring it home for the weekend, which I
I
thought
hate
was the
that
biggest
stuff, yeah.
bullshit thing ever. I fucking hate it.
Oh,
And I
man.
told the teacher, I said, because we had a dog at the time, and the dog would be whining and piss, all upset. And I said, listen, we're going to take it this time. I said, but no more. I can't take it anymore. I'm bringing it back on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm in the shower in the morning. My wife comes in. It's dead.
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, fuck, what? The fucking hamster died before we even got it back to the school. So then I go back. I go back to tell the teacher. And this is a Green Valley Christian school, It's
Yeah.
like whatever, And I go to her. I said, yeah, I don't know what happened, but it's dead. And I said, I have it here. She goes, it's in there? I don't want it here. I'm like, well, I didn't know what you want me to do with it,
If
know?
you
I want to prove it to
So
you.
then-
Right.
Think we're not just going
But
to
here's
keep
the-
it. You know what I
Here's the
mean?
fucked up thing about it, though, is that what a perfect opportunity for you to teach these kids about death,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And what does she fucking have us do?
Go buy a new one.
Lie. She's got us lying to the kids. Yeah, they go and buy a new one and say that one went to the hairdresser.
Oh, man.
That's what they fucking. It's like, what a perfect opportunity for you to do your whole God thing and get that going. But no.
My daughter's class had a like a stuffed animal that they would send home if you were good, and I was like, this is the most disgusting thing ever. Like we're like the last kid to get it out of the school. Every kid's had this stuffed animal.
Oh my god,
Oh,
Sleeping with it,
disease.
just sneezing on
dude,
it.
whose pets fucked it?
Oh my
You know what I mean? Like,
I put it in a bag and took it to the
Poodles.
dry cleaner, and it came back all like new looking, and they thought we replaced it, and I was like, no, I had it clean.
No, because you guys haven't watched it all
Yeah, like
year.
this thing's disgusting. It changed like 3 shades lighter of green. It was a turtle. I was like, it's the most disgusting thing in the world.
then you let Flurry fuck it.
My little poodle fucked it,
That's the best.
They send it back to school.
Yeah, they do some stupid
Glazed.
shit, man.
They really do.
That's just I didn't get it. I didn't get
I
it.
remember in school they sent us home with an egg,
Oh, not to
No.
break.
not to break.
Yeah.
And it was a baby, and you had to take care of it. And
Oh, that was like in
Feed
like
it.
home ec.
Yeah.
Remember the
Oh.
girls had
We
to do
hard
that. or
boiled
whatever.
ours. Said no, fuck it. Don't
Fuck
worry
it.
about it. It's hard boiled.
Gross.
It's hard boiled.
It's hard boiled. Throw that thing around.
Your kid's a Mongo. He's got the big football helmet forehead. Just walks in the walls and shit. Oh, sorry, just reaching there. But one thing I did want to ask, I wanted to ask Tab, and I want to ask Dan. But what's like, Tab first? What's like a conspiracy that you're into, like the thing that sets you off? Like it could be, the thing that like that is real, but people they don't want to acknowledge in the world. That the people that have the thing that where you fraction off from cognitive dissonance, where you're like, no, you're not looking at it. Like, what's your conspiracy?
That the Earth is round.
The Earth is round?
Yeah. I go back and forth with Antonio about the Earth being flat. And the Earth is round. I was taught it was round. Going to school, there was a globe, and I fly a lot, and I see the curvature of the Earth. Went on an airplane, and he still says.
See, every plane I've been on, I see it flat. I don't see the curvature.
I see the curvature in the sky.
See, are we seeing blue and gold, or is it blue?
Blue and orange.
Right. Yeah. No. So that's the one you go back and forth.
Yeah.
With. See, the reason I don't subscribe to that, or as far as like jump on and be full flatter, because that's a lot of unlearning. Yeah. Everything I know, everything that I was told, and I always talk about unlearning and stuff. I've just come to the conclusion that round or flat, there's not a fucking thing I can do about it, and I need to be a little bit more focused on here a little bit. But I understand. But so that's the one that gets you. That's where you hung up. Yeah. But like, what about the one where you're on the unpopular side? Is there anyone that you're
fighting for, or
that you're trying to raise awareness, if you will, or anything like that? There's nothing that you don't see, like any social construct or anything. There's nothing that you're on the side of that you want to. No.
Just go with the
flow. My belief in God is different than others, and I don't try to store it upon people. But I grew up in a church and grew up believing in God. I believe there's a higher being.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to argue with people in what they believe and what they know of what they've learned. I'm just going to continue to seek it and learn it the way I know it now.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about Trump. I mean, trying to change the subject.
No. There's a conspiracy in there,
right?
Or a few. So what? What do you got?
No, we're done talking about it. Go ahead, go Dan's turn.
I thought you said you wanted to talk about Trump.
No, I've changed the subject. Go ahead, Dan.
Trying to think what. I've never really been, much of a conspiracy guy until I've probably met you. No, you know what? I'll say this. I've never been much for a lot of that kind of stuff. I've never really listened to a lot of it in the beginning. I think what really changed me for a lot of things, as far as having more of an open thought about things, that instead of before, I think I was more or less like, it is what it is, But I think it's more now ever since that October 1st shooting.
Yeah.
That really
I had a lot of
that
people.
really rattled it up for me. Well, I have a couple things too, because I have I got some family I got a brother that's a federal agent, and I can't tell you guys, or else you'll be killed. But like I didn't even get a text from him. How you doing?
Yeah.
You all right? I have never heard anything from him. I've never, It's just way too many questions that are just like,
So do you feel like he should have reached out to you?
Yeah, I think he should. But that's more or less, I think that's more of a personal thing.
Just
there too.
Were you at the concert?
Well, yeah.
Okay? 58
What's
people
going
just died
on
in your
yeah.
town? You good?
But at the same time, like we were talking the other night, like we were talking the other night, Trez. At the same time, I understand where he doesn't tell any of us anything.
Yeah, and they're pretty
Yeah,
jaded.
he just doesn't talk about anything. He's done a lot of stuff over the years and stuff. Some
Deep.
weird stuff, but yeah. So I guess I was like, but that whole thing just with that really got me thinking
I figured
more.
he should have reached out to you.
Yeah, I think I
At least
almost
call
feel
him,
like,
hung
well,
up
yeah,
in
I
your
had
face.
people call me and ask me. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
got
Like,
all the rest of my family, my brothers, my other brothers and stuff. They're all texting me saying what's up, but my mom didn't call, but
she doesn't know how to work the rotary phone, so that's a
She
little.
was texting though.
Yeah.
She was-
No, but what's funny is okay. What was your take that like kind of rattled you on that?
Well, what rattled me about it is it just seemed like we're like we just don't get any kind of answers, and then the answers we do get always get shifted around, and you're just
and get proven wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're just seeing so many things that are just not how it should be. And it's just open up more and more. And
so do you feel like Stephen committed these crimes alone?
Steven, first name, huh? First name.
You know what? I'm unsure about I'll tell you this. Where before I might have been a little bit like, yeah, I'm more now where I'm open to that.
Yeah.
I think he very possibly there could have been several people involved in that deal.
There had to be.
It's a lot. It seems like a lot for one guy.
Actually, I
For
know
just
there
one guy.
was, but
No, it was a lot, and regardless of if he was the same shooter.
Just a lot of everything.
Shooter or not.
A lot of the setup for it. A lot of everything. It just seems to be a bit much for one guy. That we don't ever. Every other shooting, we always hear somebody's motive.
Yeah.
We always hear somebody's motive or something. Where
this one,
you never heard anything.
Well, the motive they came up with was that he was pissed off because he was a gambler and blah blah.
They said
Whatever.
he would. That wasn't even like.
And that wasn't even like a pushed one.
That wasn't even like a set thing because then they're like, oh, he hated Trump. You know what I mean? And then there was these loose ties to ISIS and stuff like that. But here's a little something though that Dan, you're talking about. Oh, watch out! Grab that little thing. That you're talking about. There was a lot of people that would hit me up, and a lot of people that that would talk to me on the side. They were like, "Hey, dude, I'm with you on not believing that bullshit. Like you woke me up to it." And my whole thing was, and I caught a lot of heat, but my whole thing was, the very first thing I said, I was like, I made a post like, don't make this political, but we're not gonna get this. We're not gonna get the true story.
Nope.
And I go, in like 2 weeks after the shooting, there's going to be another shooting. And in a week or two after that, there will be another shooting. And we'll never hear about this again. And I had people threaten me, fucking all sorts of shit going on. People saying I was fucking, I was using, being a conspiracy theorist. And with this, I was trying to make it seem like I was smarter than everybody. That was where I had a few people on the comic scene. One of them, Alex, we were talking about him. And then there's another dude, Eric. He goes by Eric Vegas. Both of them got really upset at me for mentioning this shit. And then there was the shooting in Texas 2 weeks after, where the guy used his AR-15 to kill the guy that was shooting up the church.
Yeah.
That got buried shortly after that. What was it, the Parkland shooting, right? Or was it was like another? Was that the Parkland shooting, or was like another?
No, I think it was wasn't the San Diego was first? Was it? Remember the?
Or was it San Bernardino?
San Bernardino first, and then Parkland. I can't remember.
But the
what
Parkland
about
one was the one that buried Vegas completely.
What about the nightclub? What about the nightclub one? When was the
nightclub?
nightclub?
Pulse was before.
Yeah,
Pulse
that was
before
a year
ours?
before.
Okay.
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
before the. But
It's gonna be so.
but there
many
was
of
two.
them.
There was two shootings. I can't remember the whole chronological order.
And actually, it's almost time for another one.
Getting there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Oh, I believe.
There was a shooting
it'll-
today. It was a smaller shooting. There was like six. There was 6 people shot in Phoenix
Where?
at a hotel. So I don't know if that was something
Wow.
personal. I don't know that as I was coming here. That was just showing up. So that was just showing up on my timeline.
Was it his baby mama? I was like,
Now, dude, but here's the thing. Here's the thing is like what they go by for a mass shooting. There's mass shootings every day. All right, especially like in Chicago, D.C., fucking Baltimore, L.A., New York. You know what I mean? Like there's mass shootings every day. When there's a shooting, when there's more than 2 people that are shot, that is considered a mass shooting. I think it's actually 3 people to be technical by the FBI or whatever. We see it all the time, but what used to be a shooting where people would just spray into a house, the old drive-bys and stuff that I grew up with, you know what I mean? Now it's like the same thing, but it's just there's no intended victim. It's just, clearing house, There's something to these mass shootings. And even this dude Paddock had it. Something that you may or may not see, I don't know if it's even looked at when it comes to these shootings and stuff in the hoods. Mostly that is around gang violence and stuff like that, and drug territory and all that. But one thing you see in all these dudes, and we're talking the guy from the Fort Hood shooting, who was an Arab dude. Yeah. The Pole shooting, he was another Arab guy. Like you have all these different, right? SSRIs, serotonin reuptake inhibitors. These guys are taking these mood medicines.
Of course.
They're taking this stuff like that, and the stuff that is on the insert of these medications say violent outbursts, suicidal thoughts, and all stuff. They have all these characteristics, and they pull the shit off. Why aren't we like looking more into that? Why it's clear as day.
It's too big of an industry.
Yeah.
Big Pharma's got more money than the gun industry.
But here's
Tenfold,
but
so.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, do they have that big of a hold? They must. If we're worried about our kids and our family members and stuff, but we're not addressing the common thread that goes with all of them.
Yeah.
Like the Parkland shooting, this is what's fucked up. The Parkland shooting, that kid was known by 11 different agencies between CPS, behavioral police, after-school programs. He was actually like in a red-lighted fucking kind of deal, or like a red zone deal. This is probably who it's gonna be. Yeah. And then he was, and then the kid is like almost lobotomized afterwards, and was like, dude, I'm thinking MK Ultra. Like this kid was the patsy on, you know what I mean? Like he's like a mind control fucking deal. But where were all these agencies to protect this shit? Yeah. From happening? Where's all the stuff that would prevent this from happening? Now we go to Paddock. All of a sudden, we knew he was buying guns. We knew he bought ammo. We knew he did this. He was doing that.
Yeah, we just let him do it.
Well, what the fuck, right? Then you get to like the Saudis owning that shit, and they're at war, and they were trying to that family was trying to assassinate another Saudi that was there, and they're trying to say that was all part of the fucking the thing. And what I'm getting at here, dude, right?
Right, get to it.
Is there's all this shit that happens. They put the screws to us, but these agencies that are involved know about it before it fucking happens, but they let it fucking happen, right? How can you believe, if you just look at it, that it's real, that it's legit? How can you look at it and say, this is legit, like this guy was with the official narrative? How can you believe the official narrative when you look into it and you see all these firewalls or all these different things that should have stopped that? Like, how the fuck? Yeah. But what do they always focus on with Paddock? Oh, yeah. How did he get the guns up to the room? And this is fucking Vegas. You're a high roller.
Whatever the fuck you want.
They're getting you fucking kids now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't fucking...
Well.
Yeah,
He tipped
that's
well.
it. That's
the
all
answer.
you got to do. $100 tip.
Well, shortly
They'll just take him up.
after the October 1st shooting, we were shooting a documentary, and the film crew was bringing in loads of stuff.
Exactly.
Loads of, a whole, like we were shooting in a suite in a hotel.
They had the biggest gun show in the world going on, the SHOT Show at that time.
We were, right after the shoot, we were in Mandalay Bay, and we were bringing in black bags, times 20 up the elevator, and no one even looked at us or even said a fucking thing, and it was just like, okay, we're just going to take all these, you got cameras, tripods, lighting,
exactly.
Backdrops, all that stuff. We carried it all up there and carried it all out and in and out, 4 weekends in a row we shot at that place, you know what I mean? And It was crazy. And then one of the other weekends, one of our associates went up the cargo elevator. That Paddock went up and filmed the whole thing. Went right to the hotel room. It was like, where's security?
Yeah,
You know,
then they put security up there, and people still got past them. Those guys went on break.
The guy, she did that, and then she went to a local news channel with it, and the person that aired it got fired.
Monica Jackson.
Yeah, got fired for that.
Monica Jackson. That's why she had to leave. Get the fuck out of here.
It was Laura Loomer. I don't know if you know Laura, but
Monica Jackson had to leave too because of the.
Well, Laura was up for a job at that station.
I fucking love Monica Jackson.
Yeah, but
I
it's
absolutely
crazy,
love Monica
because she wanted to speak out about October.
And Monica
1st.
wanted to speak out too, so she has a podcast now.
Oh, really?
Monica Jackson doesn't have a job.
Get the fuck out of here! They did her like that.
Wow.
So
Dude,
Mojo
she was
Twitter.
she was like the next Ricky Cheese. Like she was like the face of Vegas.
Gone, wiped out.
Wow, dude! I didn't know. I just thought she was. I thought she. Remember the girl she used to be here. Her name was Cher Calvin. Is this like part Filipino, part white chick? She's really cute. Da da da. Well, I was hustling some urban. I was taking it to some people at the fucking Mandalay when it was the hotel.
Yeah.
And I was in the elevator, and I was with my friend, and her and these two dudes who look like heavyweights were going up to the room. Well, they can smell the weed because that's some stanky fucking weed. And she was like, oh my gosh, she was like in party girl mode, right? And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the news fucking bitch, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I go, hey, look, news lady, I ain't got no shit for you, okay? I ain't giving you no freebies or whatever. And fucking life left her body. The two dudes were like, ugh, right? They were fucking doing some greasy shit. They were probably going to go run a train on her, and that might have fucked up their party a little bit. I don't know. Never saw her on air again in Vegas, but she moved to California. So I'm thinking Monica Jackson moved on.
Monica still lives here in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
a crazy business.
That is fucked, dude, because she was everything. She would bring the checks to the people.
Yeah.
She was the morning fucking. I mean, dude, when I used to bartend at the cannery, she would come in, and I would be like, "It's fucking Monica Jackson." Like, dude, my wife now, but my girlfriend at the time, my wife now.
I was gonna say, wait, you have a girlfriend too?
Yeah, my wife now.
Good
But
recovery.
she hated it because I'd be like this. She'd see I'm watching the news or the commercial would come up, and I go, Monica Jackson. Like that was like my fucking thing. Wow. So I didn't know she was vocal about it.
Yeah.
That's why.
And then everybody fell in line after that. It was like, oh shit, we're not getting fired over this.
Well, support her, dude. Anybody out there look for what's her podcast?
The Mojo Show.
The Mojo Show. Fucking
And
A.
that's her Twitter name too. So.
Yeah, no, I support. I doubly support her now. You know, not only was she just
and just another reason why, that we question everything.
Well, dude,
Just
look at
more
look at
shit.
the victims are being sued by
Oh, yeah.
MGM.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is that? I know that's a lawyer move.
it's a legal
Yeah,
tactic.
that's
It's I know, but I mean, seriously,
what
dude.
killed me about them is how they had Ellen interview that one dude on.
There's
there.
another. That's a
that
whole
was
conspiracy in itself.
Whole other deal there. It's like, oh, you
She's
fucking.
partners
But
with
he did-
MGM.
but he did-
yeah,
but-
she's
but
part
he-
of MGM. Exactly. You know.
But he didn't. The security guy.
Yeah.
Remember, he wouldn't even come forward.
Well, yeah.
The first 11 days.
Well, no.
we never knew who he was or knew his name.
He was going to
they
be on
moved him out.
Hannity. He was going to be on Hannity, and supposedly he was in the waiting room
And left.
and boogied right before the deal. And the story is still wounded leg. He decides he gets cold feet, hops in his truck, drives to Mexico for 3 days, and then comes back and was like,
We're still doing the show.
in hiding. Yeah, in hiding, and
I'll
then
go on Ellen.
then he's just on Ellen.
Well, the thing with Ellen is that she's really not a journalist.
Oh, no.
It's
No.
pure
No, she's a
entertainment.
comic book crying out.
You know what I
No,
mean?
but dude, you know how many times, and this is the thing, how she had to go and she had to reiterate, this is the only interview you're doing.
yeah,
You're this is the only one that you said
She
that
did
you're
it
going to
like
be
4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay,
We
this
get
is
it.
this is programming. This
Yeah.
is programming.
Yeah. We get it.
And what they're doing is she's trying to set the table of this is the story, this is the official thing. We got it from the guy.
This is
After
it.
this,
Nothing.
close shut.
Yeah.
It's all mind control. It's all fucking mind control. And that's the whole thing is like, I called it out before it even happened.
Well, I think I did because when they released the pictures to Paddock's room before they released any other information, when I saw those pictures available online, I'm like, they're not supposed to release these.
Oh, the SWAT leak pictures.
Yeah, I mean, with the room door kicked in, the bullets, and
The guy supposedly had 20,000 rounds. There was barely any bullet casings.
These photos were leaked.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
And
and
then
who leaked them and who got fired?
Right.
Publicly out that person, and we didn't know who he is. And I want to make
Well,
sure.
you know what's crazy though? Here's something that they do, and this is when I say they, those that can and those that need to, but they will use the most heinous shit for character assassination to get people to fall in line, if not outright kill them. There was that cop that was a part of it that they arrested in North Vegas. Is where he lived, but they arrested him on all this crazy child porn and all this shit like that.
Yeah.
Child porn and like supposedly child rape and all this shit. He was a part of the people where his fucking supposedly his affidavit, his testimony conflicted with the he had a multiple shooter thing and da. And that's where he had to go on the run, and he had that standoff and all that shit. That type theater that's done, right? Because if that was a legit thing, that gets swept under the rug, right? The theater, the cameras, the helicopter stuff, I believe, that was a legitimate standoff, but that theater is to fucking sell it to the people this dude's a fucking greaseball, and there's nothing else for you to fucking question.
He's not credible.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what you're. He's not a credible, witness. Because he's a pedophile. And this and that, and so we're gonna ruin his.
Now I know some real honest pedophiles.
I hope not. No, but here's one of the things, though. Here's one of the things is is anybody gonna ever listen to that dude? No. Is there anybody? And then there's other people to add more to the Vegas shooting.
The witness that saw the shooter on the ground.
Saw the shoot. Oh,
there was a witness that said there was a shooter on the ground, which was a white guy who saw another white guy shooting a machine gun. He and his wife, they have video. Well, they since come up missing right after that.
There's reports of people that were supposedly looking like security firing into the crowd.
Well, the big thing too was the coroner reports. Did you guys hear about the coroner reports?
I did not.
That I don't.
All 58 victims were not properly autopsied. In an autopsy, a proper autopsy says, the bullet entered your right shoulder, exited here, and this is what caused your death. Not
so
just,
they know where they're coming from.
Yeah, the trajectory of it. That didn't happen to those victims, and then they was just done, and they were laid to rest.
Pronounced dead.
Yeah, they were just
Yes,
and they said we're overwhelmed, and it's no, that's not overwhelmed. Those people are owed. That's part of their rights as a human
part of
being.
The investigation.
You can put them in the
their
freezer.
family.
Yeah, put them in the freezer for as long as you want. You could bring in freezers. We've seen it done in other places.
That's
and they weren't properly autopsied. And my friend Laura was able to break that story wide open. Yeah. And it didn't get any legs. It didn't get any legs.
Here's a little something too. When I would drive by every day while that thing was where you were able to drive by, okay, everything that was there, that they left because they left a bunch of shit. They had a bunch of loose shit in, you know what I mean? Even articles of clothing and stuff still on the ground afterwards. When the police left, were you able to drive on the strip? It was 2 days later. I do the tours. We pick up at Excalibur. We drive by right in front of the Luxor, right there.
So you can see over the fence.
Oh, dude. Well, not only that, there's some weird symbolism that was going on there too. There was the Coca-Cola had the red devil horns, right? It was a Coca-Cola sign, but it had a fist with doing the devil horns and stuff. Then you get into the pyramid and the black cube and all that stuff with the Luxor right there, and the sign that came down, the billboard that came down right after that or whatever, that exposed it showed the aliens from the movie. Remember the movie Mission was it not Mission to Mars, but
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks, right? Mm-hmm. The Luxor that was from '93, but it was still up there. People tied that. Anyways, that's a side note because I can't really tie that one in. But something strange about that. But the other thing that was weird over there that I noticed, there was no bullet holes and any of the
Any
fucking
stuff.
any of the the
wall stuff.
well not well that
Like the
wall that they
fencing?
had, the fencing, but no, they had the concession stand trailers.
Oh yeah.
They had all the trailers right there. There was
The food trucks. None
Yeah.
of them complained about.
Yeah, none,
Bullet
and those were
holes or
right.
anything?
Those were right there where the bullets were supposedly coming down, and then there was these tarps that were out there. There was no holes in those tarps. You know what I mean? Like those, like they weren't shooting. I just knocked it off. They weren't shooting across. They weren't shooting across
the parking lot. They were
thing.
in
They were
the-
shooting down into the thing. So it was like, if they're just spraying, how do you not? How does
How do you
not any?
hit stuff?
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If they're hitting stuff all over, it's just it doesn't add up. And then another thing, they were supposed to have he was supposed to have 20,000 rounds, whatever the certain size. Well, these are in these little crates. He would have needed a pallet. There would have been casings everywhere and boxes everywhere. You know, a lot of this stuff, the people, they think everything is like benevolent, you know, when it comes to law enforcement and shit. There's something that there's something that no one wants to talk about. There's something else at play that we'll never know. We'll never know unless there's a real outing of a conspiracy, and where people are actually going to fry. I doubt that'll ever happen. This is a psyop. You know, this is to like shape and mold the minds of people too, you know. And I heard this really crazy theory. Really crazy theory, and it has to it revolves around cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency mining, and artificial intelligence. And they actually want to use these machines. They have the same stuff that they're using in the gaming, in the slot machines and stuff. All these new AI slot machines with they have these certain chips, these processors. Well, they want to use that because they run a lot cooler and stuff like that for mining cryptocurrencies. Well, a lot of these casinos, MGM being one of them, supposedly invested into this, and they integrated it in their technology. So now they could be mining these cryptocurrencies with all these machines. Okay? One of the things that needs to happen for AI to work is there needs to be a shock in the system to where it knows how to calibrate. What bigger shock and emotion and fear than an event like that through the people? Because, dude, they're integrating us and machines.
Yeah.
I mean, that is happening. You know, and I had a sick thought. I was just watching something, and I was like, between the higher-ups at science, the people that are controlling the money and the governments and stuff like that, and the people behind war, are they trying to just use our soldiers, like blowing them up and then using them as guinea pigs to implement this technology of merging man, where, you know, these guys more and more are being completely blown up and they're having arms, legs, you know, and we're talking arms from the shoulder, complete legs, and some of these guys are doing amazing things physically, and they're like robots. Some of them are, you know, wheelchair bound and fucked up. But there's some people that are doing like amazing things, and I was like, do you think that the whole plan is to make these cyborg, you know, because now
if they're making the people move, arms and limbs move
from using their mind,
Yeah,
but then
you're
they're
right.
talking about having these chips with like Google Glass. They want to like fuck wearing the glasses and all, you know, all this stuff. Like, we're gonna do
you know
eye
the glasses,
surgery to do
the
it.
Glasses were not permitted in Las Vegas. You can wear them in any other city or state. You could not wear them in
The Google glasses?
the Google glasses.
Oh, really?
I tried to buy some.
Really?
Yeah.
Why's that?
You couldn't buy them
There.
online?
Well, when I entered my zip code, it said no.
Get out of here!
Yeah.
I know they do that for like European people to prevent them from like buying Levi's, and you know what I mean, because it's way expensive over there. But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I can see it, but we were talking. It's kind of long-winded, but
I heard. I was
Okay,
listening,
okay. But how crazy would that be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And here's the thing: this is the whole point of the podcast. As crazy as lunatic, fucking that stuff sounds, it's not out of the realm of all possibility. And those that aspire, you know, that to do that stuff, or to maintain control or want to have control and have the means to do it will do it. You know, like the old saying, whatever the mind of man can conceive, if he brings itself, or brings itself to believe it, can achieve it. You know, you want world domination? Yeah, I'm sure it's possible if you got the financial means to do it.
It's really amazing how people will, even after they hear what's going on and they hear that this doesn't jive and this doesn't jive, they'll still just go, well, I know, but they said that that's what it's supposed to be, so that's
cognitive dissonance, dude.
I mean, it's just
they know something's fucked up, but they don't want to fucking.
They don't want to do it.
Well, you said you work with the media, right? You work in the. So how many times have you seen the story not be 100% accurate, but they still run it? A lot of times. I remember when I was a kid, I was like 19. I was a headline story for a little while, and 80% of it was bullshit. But the way they told it was a better story than the truth, so they just kept running with it. And then once Fox ran it, all their affiliates ran it all over the country, and then their competition ran it, and then everyone ran it. And it wasn't until what was it, like 3 or 4 months ago, I was in Rolling Stone. I got to finally tell my side of the story. You know what I mean? And that was 2002 to 2018. I was like, who even gives a shit anymore? You know what I mean? But like the Rolling Stone was like, hey, we know a lot of that story was made up. Do you guys want to tell your side of the story? We're like, yeah, sure. And then Rolling Stone ran it, and it was like, oh, that's bullshit. I was like, Jesus, it was the first time we ever got to even tell our side of the story. Why would we lie all these years later?
Well, they taught us to make the story exciting, in whatever way you can, and exaggerate just a little bit. But don't say lies. Just make it seem like the story is really bigger than what it is.
There's buzzwords and little words they'll throw in there and stuff like that. And it's just crazy. And you see a lot of it too with like the the race related stories, and they sensationalize. It's what I mean. Not that it's crazy, but you see it a lot.
Even with race related stories, I don't know if you ever noticed, they never say white cop shoots white cop.
No.
Or
no.
White cop shoots white man.
Black is the word.
Black is the
Yeah,
word.
black is the word.
They always go with the word black.
Black and unarmed. Those are the two
Yeah.
like major buzzwords. But it's always whenever it's a black, it's black, and it's like a crazy buzzword, and it's like, oh man, and just someone that I have a media company. We do a lot of local news here too, so I'll talk to you about that later. But it's like, oh my goodness, this isn't even about that. You know what I mean? And it's like, why you got to just, you want to make it so it's not, a thing, but it's, I like that. I love that. My card. I used to have one that said solid dude on it. And my phone number is solid dude. But it's crazy, and it's just, like you said, there's those buzzwords and you see them a lot of the times. And, whatever the big headline story is at the time, you always just want to pick it up and just go, okay, I know this isn't the truth. I know that.
Well, see, that's the thing is like they have people in the place of news and stuff like that. They have the title and like these credentials. They go to school, whatever whatever the broadcaster school. They're a journalist now. They're you know what I mean. They have these titles, but they're just repeaters.
Yeah.
Or they're ad copy. Pretty much. You know what I mean. Like there was a great example. We really don't have like journalism like anymore, and the people that do, they get labeled conspiracy theorists, like Laura, what I mean? Like people are actually, flipping stuff upside down, right? But they have this title, and it gives them full credibility. And again, here we go with people just following along. It's like people they'll just believe whatever comes from the doctor because he's wearing a white coat, but the doctor got it from the pharmaceutical company that's just pimping shit out. You know what I mean? Like
it's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy, and especially like on the local level. That we had a story the other night, and it wasn't no news was picking up on it. Nothing was picking up on it, and it came across to me from a friend who was there. There was a suicidal guy barricaded in his apartment, and no one was reporting on it. No one even cared about it. And then all of a sudden, I ran it by my friend at Fox. Fox ran the story, and then the next, 8 ran the story, then 13 ran. Then all of a sudden, it was the number one story in town for that night because it was a slow news night, and they got it totally wrong. They got it the first affiliate had it right, and then by the time that the other affiliates were reporting the story, they had the cross streets wrong. And it was like, no, this is on Rainbow and Windmill. And then all of a sudden, one of the other affiliates was like Windmill and Spencer. And we're like,
rain mill.
yeah, and it's like, they said Windmill and Spencer, which is on the other side of the freeway. It was like, 15 miles away.
Windmill, Nevada.
Yeah, and it was, and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? So we all, because we kind of broke the story and fed it to the mainstream media, and then we just got a laugh out of it. Like, okay, this is, they want to be first over right. You know what I mean? And it was like just crazy. Like, how could you be more...
it's ratings. It's not journalism.
It's ratings, and that was the thing. So it was a big buzz story because there was nothing else going on, and then this little story who had nothing going on. All of a sudden, this is a sensational story. Now all of a sudden, that little neighborhood and that guy that killed himself in that barricade and standoff, whatever. Now he's locally famous for his 15 minutes. When it wasn't even a story. It was just a guy killed himself, and people ran out of the house because the guy said, I'm going to kill myself. They ran out of the house, called the cops. Next, it's like headline news. And it was like, oh, shoot, that's crazy.
Nobody cares about truth.
They just want a story.
They just want a story.
And the news has become more of a ratings, machine.
No, because they'll fight the truth.
Social media, too.
Social media.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on social media.
Yeah.
Like you said, what is it? A lie goes halfway around the world before the truth gets its boots on. And it's the truth because you see, like, you just run with stories. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, wait a minute. We found out that's not true. How many of you are going to correct yourself, in your own public forum? And that's the thing with social media is we're all these micro journalists, you know what I mean? And you get people with their little fan base and their little audience, whether it's, Kathy in accounting and she's the, the busybody of the, the company.
Well,
you
want to know what's crazy too is how many times that mainstream media has got it wrong. And even on the local affiliate level, and like this level, they got it wrong. Zero redaction.
No.
Zero.
I've seen a
couple redactions.
I've seen at times they did come back and say we apologize that wasn't John Amos. It was actually John Famous.
Okay, what was it?
Or they'll put the wrong John Amos up.
Yeah.
They got John Amos that lives here, and it's wait a minute, I'm not. That's not. That thing was with that girl that just killed that nail lady. Remember her name? What was her name? Something Whipple. And they blasted one of the local news stations. Put the wrong Crystal, I think it was Crystal, whatever her name was. They put the wrong girl's name, face, and it was like, wait a minute, she was calling them. That's not me. I'll talk to the cops right now. I wasn't even in that part of town. They're like, no, we know it wasn't you. And then they didn't redact that though. But I have seen them say, another thing too, when they don't have the story, they'll see like developing story. So they'll throw a little vague thing.
And this is a developing story. They'll say that.
But what about do they run that redaction, that correction as hard as they run it when
Never.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Page 12 versus page 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Nobody's hearing
you
it.
see, but you want to know who does? You want to know who does? And they have to go out and clear the fucking air. Alternative media, small bloggers, like the people who are out there, your Laura Loomers in the world, even Alex Jones, you know what I mean? And
us with our little company, we do it all the time.
Yeah, and you have to run that because then you have zero credibility. But the thing is how many times these big companies, big corporations, all shit like that, they get busted for they get sued, but you don't hear none of that shit. You don't see none of that stuff. They don't run those stories, and everybody just goes along with what they said. It's just it's bullshit. Why do we accept that?
Because it's easy.
Yeah, I was just going to say exact same thing. Because it's
easy.
easy. It's easy. It's easy to not to fight.
And we don't have the time to dig in for the truth.
But the thing,
and we don't care.
But the thing is, the people that do, and then they bring it up and they present it, you get fucking
labeled.
you get shit on when because for some reason, I'm the asshole that has enough time to look into stuff that people has more time than to me to look into it.
And you're a thorn.
You know what I mean?
Because of that, you're a thorn in society. Just go with the flow, Trez. Why are you rocking the boat? We have our story. Why bother it? My version of what I have in my head is cooler than your story.
Yeah.
The truth is boring in a lot of cases.
It's actually more fucking
Well,
gangster.
for me, it is. That, and for sure. I mean, I love digging for the truth.
I'm all about it. That's the whole thing. Is it bothers me to no end that people just follow along.
Yeah.
Like people are like, "Oh, well, aren't you following along? You're just going the other way." I'm like, "No, dude.
Just asking questions.
I'm asking questions. I want to know. You don't see me out there telling you what it is.
Yeah.
Everything is. If I'm telling you what it is, I'm telling you like what to look at or what's going on versus, like people just going over the fucking waterfall. Sorry, but just saying.
So you doing any media stuff now?
I have my podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The RiTickelously Funny.
We're approaching our 3-year anniversary on the 23rd.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You'll have to have me on.
I would love to have you on.
Well, you know what's
I would
crazy?
like to be
This
on
is
that.
crazy. Let me warn you, dude. There's like stuff that happens on that show. I had no idea. Like she just like stuff that springs on. I don't even know what to like.
Just leave it at that.
Yeah. Stuff just happens.
I mean, you'll still leave there with your dignity and pride.
Okay.
Oh,
no, she'll just
Hard
be
hitting.
like a game show breaks out or something.
Yeah.
Like
I love it.
that's awesome.
I didn't know. She didn't tell me. I was like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Just keep going."
I did an interview once in the early
Sorry, I hope I didn't
2000s.
ruin
And
it.
I got my ass
did not.
kicked on this interview. I walked into a shitstorm and I was like, "Oh my goodness, what a disaster!" But we got our revenge later. But it was a disaster.
Why? What happened?
It was just we went on a show and everybody was on. Everybody was we were doing a lot of promoting and stuff like that, and everybody was on board. But we did a lot of college radio and a lot of we did Howard Stern and stuff like that too. And then all of a sudden we went on one of the mainstream like Nancy Grace, and dude, she fucking killed us. She was going against the grain, you know what I mean, and just whooped our ass. Like it was just brutal. And then after that happened, a lot of other mainstream people were like, "Oh, come do an interview." We're like, no. No. And we were prepared for it. So yeah, it was a nightmare.
Like what threw you off? Like what was the?
Well, like I said, we were just promoting the video. We were promoting, it was the video was bum fights. I don't know if you heard of bum fights back in the day. So we produced that video and we were out promoting it and doing the road. We had a bus and we were hitting colleges. Like I said, it was before podcasting, so we were doing every college had a radio station, doing all that. We did some local stuff with some local media people, and then we were throwing events. We'd go to like colleges and we'd be like, "Oh, who's the biggest fraternity? Let us throw you a party." And we're promoting that way. So we had no resistance, and then we go on this like super. Just tightly ran talk show, and she was not a fan of the video, so we weren't ready for that. We just thought we're here to sell movies. We're here to sell units, and then no, she whooped our ass, and then after it, it was like, oh shit. But it was
like how'd she come at you though? I mean, like what
So
was
did she
like
start
something
off
that,
gentle? I mean,
she started off. What they did was
Did she
they made
walk
their
you into it?
They made their montage of the video, and so how editing works. You can edit anything to be good or bad. So their editing was just like a bad montage of the video, and then she was just like, she had the narrative wrong, and then she didn't like bother to like listen to our side of the story, and it was just fucking brutal, dude. She was just
well, that's
vicious.
like her whole show is like just a railroad.
Yeah, I mean,
It's almost like it's kind of like, and I'm a fan to a certain degree because I do enjoy, but like Tucker Carlson,
yeah.
he just gets these nitwits on that he can just fucking hammer. It's like.
Well, I didn't watch her show from then till like recently, and then I saw like last year she interviewed 2 Chainz. Did you catch any of that?
No.
She interviewed 2 Chainz about him being pro marijuana, and then she had all these like crazy stories of like.
Oh yeah.
Like
I
just
think that was
these, like,
more than 2 years ago. Though.
Yeah, but it was like pretty recent. I remember I was like, oh my God. Like she was like showing a video of like these people that were letting their kids smoke marijuana. And she's like, these are the people you're legalizing it for. And he was like, those are bad people. Like, people don't, they're just bad fucking people. That doesn't represent everyone that smokes marijuana. It was one of the best interviews I ever seen because I'm like I said, I never really saw any 2 Chainz interviews either, but the way he handled it was supreme. Like he was just a pro about it.
Yeah.
well, I mean, 2 Chainz is almost 50.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she's just used to bullying people and being a bully on her show. And he was cool. He didn't lose his cool. Like, and I was looking back, I was like, I wish I had that. Because when I was on a show, I was like 19.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like one of the first like big interviews we'd ever done. So it was a disaster.
And you've grown since then.
Now I'm ready for whatever. I'll jump on anything. Yeah.
Anything?
Interview wise, I'll take any interview if it's promoting something. If it's relevant.
Okay.
Be careful, Tab. I don't feel safe right now.
Yeah. I'm in the corner here too. I'm scared now. Where's my mouse?
That's harsh. That's harsh.
Throw my mouse out and run.
So I do have a topic I wanted to discuss.
Okay.
Who do you feel should host the Oscars since Kevin Hart's not hosting and they're not going with the host? But if they put a host in place, who should it be? My opinion, I'm thinking Donnie and Marie.
Okay.
Why Donnie?
Is there a reason for that?
Because they're from Vegas.
Okay. I
Is
would
it
like
being
to
held in Vegas or something?
No,
What's it?
no, just because I'm a Dunny Marie fan.
I just would like it to be someone that doesn't have to worry about someone, being ambushed about something that he's already dealt with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
But
Yeah,
at what point do we stop going backwards? Even with the Me Too and the Kevin Hart 2-year-old tweet or 10-year-old tweet.
Yeah.
We get over it.
But I was on board with Kevin Hart because, like he said, I addressed this. Let's move on. Let's not. I've already addressed this. Why do I got to bring it up again?
But why are they going like going after certain people and going back? And I'm just putting this out there. I hate to probably be that ripple in the energy field that makes this like a thing, but. Dude, if they're outraged over what the fuck he said, then why aren't they fucking freaking out over Eddie Murphy and from Delirious and
because
Raw?
He's currently not working on anything. There's nothing to take away.
Well,
from
he's actually talking about doing a sequel to Coming to America.
Yeah,
Harlem Nights.
Well, even now,
no, everybody in Harlem Nights is dead.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
He's the only one
living. Yeah,
which is one of my
that's
favorite
kinda
movies
scary,
of all
huh?
times. Well, they were old then. Red Fox, and they were.
it was some young.
Well, Arsenio Hall was in there,
right? Arsenio Hall was not in.
He had no parts in Harlem Nights.
No parts in Harlem
Okay,
Nights.
I would have thought he was for some reason because him and Eddie were so tight back then.
For some reason, I thought he was.
Wasn't he the one that was
No,
shit. Who was yelling about when who was shooting the little gun? Remember when they were shooting at the building and then someone was shooting the little gun?
Wasn't that Charlie Murphy?
Was that Charlie Murphy? And then who was yelling about stop shooting that little gun?
That probably was. Probably was Arsenio. I don't know.
I just have a strong.
He didn't have a big role.
Yeah. But like you said, I don't know.
You can IMDb it.
Yeah. No, but like anybody could host the Oscars as long as we're not going to just like you said. If we can move forward. And you shouldn't have to apologize for anything more than once. That's always something I stood by. Like, like with people, just with, everyday problems. Like, hey, man, I fucked up. I admitted it. I apologized.
So even with Louis C.K.
It's supposed to be fucking shocking. That was the whole point of the joke is because it was ridiculous and it was a
joke.
Yeah, it was it's hyperbole. It's fucking
shock and awe.
Yeah.
But Louis C.K. admitted that he did show his penis and they didn't take kindly to it, and he put it up.
He had consent. They consented to it.
But they laughed, and he said that hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
Dude, all these people made fucking a ton of money off of Louis C.K. Sam Tripoli talks about this in his podcast, but they made a lot of fucking money off of Louis C.K. Now they're motherfucking him, but the people that fucking were supposedly his victims, these two, they ain't said shit. Like, they haven't gone for it. They haven't gone after him or anything like that. And it's just like this crazy, it's this crazy virtue. Like, how I'm getting sick and tired myself of people being offended for other fucking people. Did you see that real quick? There was that meltdown with that fucking kid that didn't want to sell the dude the vape shit.
My favorite video.
Can you pull it up? I didn't see it.
This incel fucking beta cuck fucking kid.
Oh, is it?
Right. Didn't want to sell this dude because he had a Trump hat and a Trump shirt. Didn't want to sell him the stuff. And he's screaming and he's freaking out on this dude. And I'm like, why would he just scream and freak out on me? Because he's the whole anti-Trump. And he's doing all these bullshit talking points. Then I'm watching it and I'm like, there's a third person in this video. There's a black dude there. And I'm thinking this social justice warrior dude feels like he's got to be outraged for this black dude, and then the black dude's like,
I just want my vape stuff, bro. He's like, I just want my vape stuff.
Yeah, he's like, just sell me shit or sell me my shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking insane. But I was like, that guy, I believe, was getting offended. Yeah, I believe he was getting offended for the sake of that dude being there. I bet you would have just been like, motherfucker, and just rang up his shit. You wouldn't have had that kind of, this reaction. Watch this. This is insane. These fucking kids.
So
the guy has on all Trump gear. The guy's wearing like a Trump hat and a Trump T-shirt.
Get the volume close.
Purchase something here. Please do call your boss because I will be calling corporate. Go for it. I am looking forward to releasing this video because I just want to purchase something for myself. racist. Yeah. It's true. Right. I'm not a racist.
See, why do you bring up race?
He's wearing some Trump bullshit. Got some racist bullshit all up in his head and shit.
That's where he's calling the cops. He's talking to the cops.
He's a treasonous asshole. I don't have a problem with you, sir, whatsoever. I don't.
Now the guy
I just
that's
want good healthcare
videoing
for
is
my
talking
kids.
to
I
the
don't
black
have a
dude.
problem with the color of your skin or yours. I'd like to purchase some of this naked vape juice, though. If that'd be all right. All right, see, because... Okay, here's where we're at.
Leave the store.
Here's where you're at.
Leave the store.
Here's
Leave
where,
the store.
Here's where
Leave the store. I don't give a get out.
Dude,
See, he's
go ahead,
committed.
take another swing at it. Make
Now, does
contact
he
with
own
me
this
one more
store?
time.
No, he's
No,
just an
he's
employee.
just an employee.
I want to purchase
fire
that
him
vape
after
juice.
this?
Yep.
If you sell it to me, I won't. If you sell it to me, look. If you sell it to me, I won't call the police. What you did was assaulted me. What I need is that for my wife. If you sell it to me, I won't call the cops and press charges on you for assault. I won't call corporate and get you fired. Just sell me the product so I can leave.
What do you want?
Naked in the strawberry in a fucking
I like how he
6
gets specific.
Right here, this shit. Where is it?
Where
This
you say
right there. Here, right next to that. In a 6 milligram. Make sure it's a 6 milligram so I don't have to come back.
No, you're not.
I love the details.
I'm making sure of that. Get the out of here, dude. Oh my.
God bless America. Capitalism wins again.
Capitalism. You fucking president. He's a racist, stupid piece of shit. You're
Whatever,
a racist,
just ring the shit up.
stupid piece of shit.
Just ring this shit up. Boy.
Fuck boy.
Do my bidding.
Man, get out.
Sell it to me. No. Sell it to me. Sell it to me, punk. It's your job, your freedom. Sell me the shit.
You can be.
No. Sell it to me. Sell it to me. Come on. Ring it up. Ring it up and you don't ruin your life. That's where you're at right now. Because you done upset me. And you should have helped him first in the first place before you threw a temper tantrum, dipshit. He's standing here waiting for you to ring him up. How
Get
is
out!
that simple? Help your customer.
See, that's a kid that's never been punched in the mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, we don't know how it started. We only caught.
You got a business card here?
We don't know how it started,
I'm cool with it. I'm
but
recording.
the
You got a
guy's
business
showing
card
his
for
whole
your
hand
manager or anything?
and all his cards by how he's going off.
This is phenomenal.
When this guy just wanted to buy the, do you think he came? I mean, do you think by the guy that's videoing, he came in there
And God bless you.
starting in with this whole Trump? I'm a Trump supporter, and you're gonna do this. I don't think it started like that. But this dude's reaction was like,
Nothing to do with skin color.
I don't want to serve you because you support racism or you support, Trump and da 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 da. Like,
Having a little bit more money
that
in my
seems to be
paycheck.
the,
I like paying less for my kids' health.
from what I can deduce.
I got nothing to do with skin color, bro.
That poor black dude just wanted to get his shit and go. That's all he fucking wanted to do. He's watching these two crackers just fucking go at it.
Just doing crazy shit.
He's like this unappointed referee. He's like, I just came in here and now all of a sudden I'm just.
It's like that dude that does the random pillow fight videos on YouTube. Like he's just in a random pillow fight. It's like, what the fuck?
He's like, I just came in here for some fucking juice myself, dude.
That's a crazy video. That video, like, just really fucking, like, really closed out the year.
And I like how you went straight to it though. It's like you had it.
It's that, like, look, when I typed it in, I went to I didn't even go to YouTube either. I went to Facebook, and I typed in vape store, and look, it's right up, popped up
Okay.
meltdown. Like,
Okay.
I mean, it's. I've seen several videos. Like
I thought maybe you saved it.
It's almost as good as
I
Tino's kick.
reposted it.
Dan is young twice. You can tell he's in the almost 50 club. It's past its bedtime.
I got a puppy. I had to get up early.
Oh yeah, the puppies. They'll do it.
Okay, so where do you get that?
From my weed guy.
That's a lot of weed.
Mm-hmm.
How much would a bag like that cost?
That was $100. It's $100 a zap.
Okay, and what is that called? A zap? I don't know.
An ounce.
Oh, that's an ounce of weed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Legal limit, state of Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're legal.
And you
here.
can ride
We're
around
legal
with,
here.
with you
We're
can
legal
ride
here.
around with
Yeah.
that and
Yeah, you just hang out.
Yeah,
You won't
just
get shot or
can't
anything?
Be blown, Can't be blown. It's called green apple.
Ooh.
Is that what it's called? Green apple?
Green apple.
You gonna write that down?
I gotta send him a text.
It's his weed guy too.
Oh, okay.
He's a good guy. He's a
Yes.
good guy.
That is a good
Mostly
guy.
they're good guys.
Actually, we're gonna have him on. We're gonna have him on.
That ought
so
to be interesting.
So
Yeah, very.
would it be a smoke fest?
Of course.
I hope so.
We were out, yeah. Why not? Sounds like fun.
I'm a
Smoke them if you got them.
yeah. I'm gonna spark this bad boy since we're
Okay.
not on
Do it.
Vidya. But even if we were on Vidya,
You could still
we'd be
do it.
smoking it.
Oh man, when I recorded a podcast in here with a comedian, and my buddy that he works for a big dispensary company. He brought some weed by. It was the strongest weed we ever smoked. Like two of us,
Rookies.
dude. No. And if I'll tell you who it was off air, and you'll be like, no way.
No, I mean we've talked about it. Yeah, you told me.
And then fucking dude, we just got fucking hammered. It was like the slowest podcast ever because it was just the two of us. It was like on a Wednesday afternoon.
Bring that over so I can nash it.
And dude, it was hilarious. We were like, oh my god. He was like, dude, did that fucking fuck? I was like, yeah, bro, that was fucking terrible.
That's funny, dude.
But then that podcast and I had like 3 podcasts on my laptop. Then my laptop got stolen out of my car, so they all got lost.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How did it get stolen out of your car?
Someone broke in my car and stole my laptop.
Like right
So-
outside
Like
here.
right outside here, yeah.
Okay.
Like right on Main Street, yeah. It's a shitty place.
I made sure I parked in front of your guys' vehicle. I didn't want to be too far behind. I figured
No,
they'd
it's just-
see
I don't know.
tabs
But
first.
it happened in the
they
day-
would
but
probably
here's the
steal
crazy
that
thing.
first before they got to mine.
I feel more safer here like on a Sunday night than I do like during the week during the daytime when
I
when
got
everybody's out.
Yeah.
It's like a ghost town down here now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But during the week when it's busy,
Oh, then they're walking around.
and they're out
everything.
moving
Yeah.
around and looking, they're shopping and
Yeah.
stuff. It's crazy.
Who's shopping?
The shoplifters.
Yeah,
Oh, no, because there's a couple of little places down the way. I'm like, damn, they be walking this far though.
No.
No.
These
The
These are the
thieves.
people that, yeah.
Well, it's crazy out there in these streets. They have like these electrical outlets, and some of them work and some of them don't.
Well, no, what they did was out front. So they just like redid all Main Street. It used to be
Yeah.
2 ways, and they made it 1 way, and
Yeah.
they kind of hooked us up. It used to be really like
It's really nice.
Really
they-
dark, too.
You know, and so what they did was all these trees they planted, they put power outlets in the bottom of them.
For the homeless people to charge their.
No. They put them in there because they were going to decorate them with the lights that they have up now.
Oh.
So they put power outlets out on every freaking tree, like all from here all the way to Wyoming. It's crazy. And what they didn't realize was that everybody's going to be laying here. At one point, we had a guy that had a tent on the sidewalk in front of our building here, and he was just in there watching TV and fucking charging all his devices and shit, and it was like crazy. So what the city, so someone got a hold of the city, or the city recognized that their power bill probably was like zapping off of those, and they just were like, okay.
Oh, I don't.
So I'm good. So what they said was like, okay, we're going to turn them off. They turned the power off to them after a certain time.
Okay.
And so one day, Trez and I walked outside, and there was a lady who lives in her van, and she started yelling at us like we turned them off. She was like, I can't believe you motherfuckers would turn off the power. I'm just trying to turn this on, and blah, blah, blah. You know, my kids are freezing cold in here. And we're like, oh, shit. Like, we're not any. Remember that? It was like crazy. Like, I felt like.
She drove right over my car, and I was like, what? We're talking about a car or like car wrecks or what? Because there's like a one that happened over here where it hit. Someone drove into the back car, and all the cars are lined up. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. And we're talking about that, and then she was parked over there, and she comes pulling out, and I was like, look at this. I go, watch this dumb bitch, like, come all the way in here, hit my car, and all of a sudden, fucking, oh, shit, she's going to hit my car. And then she, like, swerved, like, right at the last minute. She's like, these motherfuckers ain't got it off. You got it off. And I was like, whoa. I can't even keep my baby warm.
Was she black?
Yeah.
You sound black just then.
But she was, sorry.
I didn't have a convincing black woman voice.
You did
I was
not.
trying to be on the level.
I thought she was an old white woman, the way you described
She
it.
could have been anybody, right?
No, she was an old white woman.
He's just trying to play it safe.
I'm trying to be safe. I'm not trying to put anyone's race out there. You know what I mean? It was just a lady that lived in her van.
So Trez doesn't matter. I mean, he feels like, shit, I'm never going to host the Oscars. I can say what I want to say.
That's who
I
I,
hate
want
that.
to see host the Oscars. Trez Mala.
The ThinkStopper.
ThinkStopper up there.
I'll tell you what, they wouldn't be fucking walking around giving people flu shots during my show. I'd fucking tell you that.
Did you see that at the Golden Globes?
Oh my God, yeah. And then
Someone got a flu shot? In the
no,
Golden
dude,
Globes?
that was a bit. That was a bit where they were
There
going
were 3
around.
needles.
They're going around fucking giving people flu shots,
Oh
and they went up to one
goodness.
country singer, and he was like, like that, and they're like, "Oh, he's the anti-vax." I'm like, "You ain't sticking me with shit."
But
Regardless,
it wasn't
The
real.
Golden Globes has been
Still.
going off the rails for a couple years now. Like, was it who was the actress that went on like an anti-Trump tyrant? Was it Barbara Streisand? Or
all of them.
No.
Well, Robert De Niro too. His little thing was the Golden Globes too, right? Where he just like he gave his acceptance speech, and at the end he was like, "Fuck Trump," and I'm like, "Gee, can we just have an award show here? Like, does it always got to be politics?" It's like ridiculous.
Well, see, that's the thing, dude. And the ratings have been dropping, dude. And I don't think it would go. It doesn't matter who's in office. If you're gonna go,
right.
if you're gonna go that way, that's an escape for people. And it's just like sports, dude. That's an escape for people to get away from the politics, get away from grind, to fucking enjoy something. Now you want to bring politics into it. Now you want to bring politics into, the actors. Like, dude, just watching how these people are acting. I don't even care about your politics, but how people are conducting themselves. I'm like, you just ruined like a lot of movies that I like, because now I don't see the character anymore. I just see this fucking
grumpy fucking person.
I see this guy that can't control himself anymore. Like, yeah,
I guess it's their time because they're always acting.
As much as I fucking liked Obama, I like Trump. I hate people of power. You know what I mean? Like, I hate corruptness and stuff like that.
But as people, don't we want to know who our favorite actors and singers support?
Are politically affiliated? I really don't.
No. You want to know why? Because here's one of the things. Okay, one of my absolute favorite number one performer of all time.
Beyonce.
No. Actually, he was supposed to sing the national anthem. He was supposed to sing the national anthem, and he got a flu, and he didn't. Mike Patton, the singer from Faith No More. The guy's an amazing voice, amazing talent, stuff like this. I had a chance to go sit with him at a bar. We're in a room a little bit bigger than this at a bar, and he's watching a basketball game, and I'm like, I don't want to bother him. He's into his fucking game. He's excited and stuff like that. And people are going up and taking pictures. But then I'm just like watching him a little bit, and I'm like, that's a dude I wouldn't want at my bar. How he's acting. I'm like, I would be like that. Oh, here's that obnoxious dude again, right? So I was like, I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it. I like the guy's music and shit. I don't want to know anything about him, because the way he's acting right there is not my vibration. The vibration I got with that dude and the music that he does and all stuff, I like it.
So are you still a fan?
Yeah, no, I am. His interviews and stuff, I didn't want to ruin it, though. Yeah. And so I didn't pursue it. I didn't go up, you know what I mean? And so I kind of want to leave that. I want that separated. You know what I mean? I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what you're doing. But when you start like pushing, infringing, and you know what I mean? Like, I put my stuff out there. I don't fucking cram it down your throat, and I don't think you should believe what I believe. I just think you should fucking take a moment and consider there's another fucking way of the world. That's all you know what I mean? Like,
I got in a huge argument the other day. No, I'm sorry. I didn't engage in an argument that was being pushed on me about TSA. And someone asked about it in a thread on Facebook, and I just said, TSA is a proven waste of money. Not the fact that it's security, but the infrastructure of it and the way it's run, it's a waste of money.
No, not one single terrorist.
And I got attacked by like 3 strangers, people that are friends of a friend of mine, but I don't know these people, and they're like, "Oh, that just proves how fucking retarded you are, you moron," and just like and I'm like, all right,
that's a great comeback.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna, and I kept saying like, I'm not gonna have a good day, guys. I'm not gonna get involved with it, you guys. If you open with name calling and shit like that, like we have there's no conversation here. It's just, it's just my opinion. You don't got to attack me for it.
I'm not already lost.
Yeah, I'm not going to attack you because you like if TSA makes you feel comfortable, that's great. I travel all the time. I pay more money to bypass TSA. That's an option in traveling. You could bypass TSA with I'm a vetted person, and I could just go around TSA. So that tells me alone, like, okay, well, why wouldn't a terrorist just bypass?
Why wouldn't they do that also?
Right?
And so
especially if you're on your way out.
Yeah, and how many people have gotten bombs? Either way, it was just like funny to see how like these strangers were so against my opinion, and it was like, dude, well, like, it's just a fucking opinion, bro. Like, I might be wrong. I just know what I've read up on. I
think back by like 2010, it was already like over $11 million that they've been caught that had stolen between jewelry, money, and electronics. Sexual assaults and rapes up the fucking up the ass.
Yeah.
We're talking like
Just
we're talking
quick
in like
swipes
we're
and
talking.
feels. It's crazy.
No. We're talking in the thousands of people that they've had to pay out because these agents have been fucking have this.
I felt like I was violated one time.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking actual
No,
rape.
no, I'm talking about violated. Just the way
Swiping and
the
groping
lady was
and
touching me.
yeah,
I'm
for
talking
sure.
about-
Just
she was
able
like,
to-
no,
to
hold
get
on.
it in.
And then she did the one. She's,
And you
"Can
don't know if,
Can
like,
we go
yeah.
back to the private part? I was
But
like,
again-
no, let's do it here.
Yeah.
She's
Again,
like, no, we
not one terrorist act thwarted, stopped at all.
On my way back.
Zero.
On my way back from
They've been
Japan.
they've been around since what 2001, 2002 after 9/11.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the thing, real quick, not to deviate, but I'm against. I'm not against security as far as being safe and stuff like that. That's a whole other thing. But one of the things is I was very big in against ICE because they were created at the same time. The only thing is, ICE has actually been stopping a lot of pedophiles and child trafficking, and that is something that is like big and serious with me. I hate to say, oh, they get a pass because there's a lot of corruption within that, as we've seen, but I don't know. I'm at odds with it, but at the same time, like anything that's like that is there to stop that evil in the world gets my support. I wouldn't fucking give two flying fucks other than one person that I know that is a TSA guy and he's the nicest dude in the world, but I give a fuck if that's disbanded, if that's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're crying about the shutdown didn't fucking want you to divvy out from all that shit that was taken from fucking that you guys stole from people, you know?
No, I've actually stopped more terrorism than the TSA. I have. I've actually changed I changed the checkpoint at Hoover Dam. I got that changed.
Nice.
Because I had a guy on my tour that I talked to the FBI about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've talked to the FBI twice about people on my tours.
Interesting.
Over the past number of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Did
first,
they turn out to be bad people?
Yeah. Actually, the first time it was just I was doing a SUV tour, and I had I was a Hoover Dam tour I was doing, and it was two guys that were separate. One was like 50, 60 years old, orthopedic surgeon from Miami, originally from Iran, and then the other guy was about in his 30s, and he was from Afghanistan. And I pick him up. The old guy's in the front. I'm like, yeah, first time here? They're like, yeah, first time. I'm like, how do you like it? The old guy's like, this is not the good place. But a bad place. So then the whole way, all the way out to the Hoover
He was
Dam,
Russian.
he's talking the whole way. Yeah. He's like saying the whole terrible things about the U.S. the whole way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, how's that orthopedist in Miami doing?
Yeah.
But we go up to the as we're going up to the security checkpoint, just as we pull up, the guy in the front, he pulls out a camera and takes a picture.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, that people don't take pictures at security checkpoints, you know? So then I took him on the tour. My brother is a federal agent. So after we went on the tour, or after I dropped them back off, I just called them, told them what the deal was. And yeah, a friend of the FBI called me up, and I gave him the lowdown, what's up, and never heard anything more.
Yeah.
Okay. Then about 2 years later, or as December 30th, 2010, I do another tour for another company, doing an SUV tour. I have a couple from the UK, and then I got two people from Afghanistan that I'm taking. And that day was a real bad storm, and they closed the road out at the West Rim. And the deal is, I tell them, I say, well, if we get out there, the road's closed, you get a full refund, we'll come back. You know, but tomorrow will be beautiful. They're like, the guys from Afghanistan are like, well, we're leaving tonight, so we're going to go for it. I go all the way out there, roads closed. And that's one thing. On the way, as we're driving out there, the guy in the front doesn't speak in English. His guy in the back does. They got a couple from the UK right behind me. Guy in the front gets a phone call after Hoover Dam, just talking for 15 minutes or whatever, you know. We finally get out to the dam, or out to the canyon, roads closed, turn around, come back. I said, I'll tell you what, on the way back, I feel kind of bad. I'll make a stop at the bypass bridge. They're like, all right. Coming back, just as I pull into the bypass bridge. And again, on the way back, I'm not really talking, but the guys are on their phones, not talking, just doing whatever. Pull into the bypass bridge. Guy pulls out a camera again when we pull up to the checkpoint. Takes a picture. I'm like, all right, call my brother. So then I have both of these guys' names, which was pretty unusual. The voucher that they were written, we usually write one name, and however many in the party, they wrote both their names. So I dropped them off. And the people from the UK, they get out. This is the other thing. I let them walk on the bridge, and I say, listen, since you couple from the UK, you guys are staying off the strip. You want to get dropped off somewhere close, let me know. Drop yourself somewhere on the strip. And they're like, okay. They get off. They're like, well, we'll just get off where these guys are at, the MGM. That'll be fine. One of the guys says, hey, we were hoping that you could drop us off at a hotel that's close to the airport because we got to buy our airline tickets. I'm like, well, who buys airline tickets at the airport? So I'm like, well, I can't take you to the airport. I'm going to take you to a hotel. You can take a cab from there. So again, December 30th. So we're almost there. I say, so where are you guys headed to next? Washington, D.C. I'm like, perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Drop them off. I call my brother. Talk to the FBI. Calls them. I give them all the deal. Give them their names. Hang up. I figure I'm done. I get a call back. We're going to send you a picture. Let me know if this is one of the guys.
Oh,
it's
shit.
the guy in the front seat.
Oh, wow.
I said, what is this? Is this a person of interest? He says, I can't tell you that. All I can tell you is that we have a name and now we have a positive ID. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, shit.
And then for the next 7 days, he's sending me pictures trying to ID the guy in the back seat. And I get a picture. I'm like, I'm about 70% sure that's the other guy.
Yeah.
I said, hard to be 100%, but yeah, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
They had a
dude.
file
So
on
then
him.
after that, they changed the checkpoint. It's security checkpoint. See, what they used to do is we would pull up in our vehicles, and they would just, the SUVs and buses, they would just wave them through. They'd have the buses go off to the side, they'd pull them over, and they'd do their thing. But all the vans and SUVs, all that, just waving them through. Well, then they start having the tour companies pull off to the side and going through. And I'd have to go around to my vehicle, open up the back. They'd look in, look out, nothing. Not one time ever. I have a cooler. It's the only thing I got in the back. Big box. Not one time ever did
Yeah,
any of
they
them
never-
fuckers just lift the fucking lid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You know? I mean, what a fucking waste. What a joke. It's like, dude, and in the meantime, they will let all these absolute strangers rolling through in their SUVs. They're just waving them through. They don't even pull them over. It's like, we're the first order of defense.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I pick somebody up.
I tell that people on my tours, I'm like, guys, you're going to love this. I'm like, I'm the first line of defense. Then I do the little judo hands, put that up. Yeah.
love that.
Now, on your tour, do you use the same jokes every day?
Some jokes, yes,
Okay.
because it's
Same material. You have to, certain things. you
it's
gotta
part of
say.
the information.
Yeah.
It's like how I deliver the information. But I'm very fortunate. My whole day is.
I mean, you're so talented. That's why I was asking.
My whole day is improvised. It's funny is like I'll work with some drivers, and I do jokes at certain parts of the when I'm pointing stuff out or whatever. But they work with me. They work with me like so much, and while I'm like working stuff out, and I'll do that. I'll do those series of jokes, and then when I mix it up, or I'm like, I'm just not feeling that day, or what I get, whatever. It's weird. They're expecting it, and they're expecting like a joke in a certain and so like they'll act like one of them will one of the guys, Gary, he's a great guy, but he'll act like I don't know what I lost my place. He'll be like, yeah, remember the old I'm like, no, dude, I'm good. Like this, like you know what I mean? Like I don't rely on any material at all.
Okay.
Just how I roll, period. When I'm on stage, like I have my jokes there and I'm gonna do this stuff, but it doesn't not like I learned a long time ago, at least my fear as a comic was I would watch these dudes, especially out from California or even this year, but a lot of people that would travel through, and they only have that one set. They got that set. They got those jokes, and those one joke is predicated to the other. And I watched them just go through their whole set, just fucking trying to make it happen. It's not happening. It's just like, dude,
Break away.
fucking let go.
Like the Pareto
fucking-
guy.
Yeah, was that?
Like the Pareto guy. His same jokes.
Oh yeah. There's so many of them, and I don't want to throw anybody out there, whatever.
I did.
But yeah. I mean, you can, whatever. I'm just saying. No, but I'm just saying, like, dude, I mean, I can go through a whole list of names. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I would but I would as jokes, I would just kind of get a read for the room and just be like, oh, okay, it's just cuss words they like today, or it's this,
Yeah.
it's dick joke, or
What's
whatever.
great about that, that tour gig is that, yeah, you do have that certain stuff that you always have to. It's just like as a comic, you have your regular jokes that you always have to tell. I always have that information that I have to give.
Yeah.
And so then I can do whatever around it. And
Yeah,
that's what's great. Just like everything. You always got that type wire. You're walking along, and then you can take off from that, do a little thing, come back to it. You know where you're
You guys ever do crowd work?
Yeah, that's all you're doing.
It's the whole day.
I'm
Yeah.
driving. I'm taking people to the Grand Canyon. It's a ways.
I'd get in big trouble. I'd have a bad Yelp review.
Pretty fortunate. The company, the Comedy on Deck, that that I was working for.
That I work for,
They're pretty lenient. They're the most lenient tour company you'll find in Vegas as far as what they let their tour guides say.
I keep wanting to jump on.
And no one. Well, I want to say.
And what you can get away with because we're kind of billed as a comedy thing, we're able to get away with a little bit more different attitude than a regular tour company. Where you get just the regular tour dog there.
Gotcha.
But I work clean on the bus. It's a rarity
That's
if I say the word shit or ass or something like that. I'll throw it in there. I mean, it just depends. But we get kids on the bus too. But no, it sucks. The bus that I like to do the tours on, the mic has a cord. The one that I don't, it has a fucking it has a wireless, and it's a great wireless mic. The thing is, the seats are so narrow, the aisle's so narrow, and the seats are so high. Like, it's not a good deal. The other one, the seats are low and it's really wide, so I can walk. It'd be like walking up an aisle and it's a movie theater seat, like they're way lower down. So, crowd work on that would be great with a wireless mic. You know what I mean? But, no, but that's all it is, man. Where you from, what you do. And I don't get too much into people's occupations, although I should.
Yeah.
I try to keep it about Vegas.
Yeah, you almost don't want to. Because some people don't like to talk about what they do or anything. I mean,
they're on vacation.
They're on vacation.
So
really, you don't.
Work
a lot of times that's.
Oh, it's funny though too, because I'll be ripping. I'll be having like a good time with somebody who's just a goofball and shit, and then like their friends or somebody, and they're like, "He's a fucking judge." You know what I mean? Like he's a fucking. Yeah. That's the chief of police. You're just fucking
I love
ripping.
when you
know
get
what I mean?
shit
You're like,
going
what
on.
the fuck? And I was like.
Is a district attorney. Yeah.
I'm all joking about
I got
weed.
a question for you then.
Yeah, dude. I have like some pretty professional people, on the tour, and it's kind of weird because I just get to be goofy and open them up, or, whatever. It's crazy how like guys are like, dude, you're fucking hilarious. I'm a cop. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that seems to be the common one though.
I'm a government worker, like. Because I have some jokes about the government and all that stuff, and they laugh because it's true. Can't, but whatever. Sorry. But yeah, guys, I was gonna say we've been trucking along here. I say good. Wrap it up.
All right.
I say all right. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a good little almost 2.5 hours right there. So. Lots to
it flies by.
Really? It seemed like 6.
Well, Dan did take a nap and he did eat his lunch.
He yawned 37 times.
I'm old.
He did have his cottage cheese.
So if I sit for any period of time, I will doze off.
You can sleep here if you want.
No.
It's a creepy place. I stayed the night here a couple times.
You said there was a ghost here?
There's a ghost here. Now there's a mouse.
No, you killed the mouse, but the mouse has a mom.
The mouse. It was a baby mouse. I'm sure there's more.
Well, there's probably a ghost mouse now.
Oh, I feel bad.
And a ghost.
Ghost mouse. Fuck. Frank's got a pet.
He's been chilling though. I mean, I haven't seen anything weird tonight.
Well, dude, I didn't want to say anything, but when we were all in here, I was hearing something. I was hearing like sound like stuff moving back there, like.
Oh wow.
Today?
Yeah, like someone like was, maybe came in or something like that. But I didn't say anything because
it's weird, man. Like sometimes the temperature in this room will just drop like 20 degrees.
I was gonna say, at least for
it's haunted. It's haunted.
I was gonna say, and then for me, when I noticed that, I paid attention. It was cold around my legs, so I'm just saying.
It's probably like
I'm
a
just
dog
saying.
then, probably like a ghost dog then, because it's
No, we think it's my
cold
friend
around the
Kevin.
leg. Oh, okay.
Okay, I thought it was Frank. I thought
No,
his
it's
name was
Kevin.
Kevin,
Yeah.
sorry.
Kevin died.
Kevin died.
Kept saying Frank. It's Kevin.
He passed away in my old office, which was down the street by Cheetah's, and he passed away in the building. And we just I had this building and that building at the same time, and we didn't have any episodes until Kevin had passed away. And so we just assumed it was Kevin. And the guys up front in the
Kevin
tattoo
wanted to be on the episode.
Well, yeah, and the guys at the tattoo shop, they used to be at that building too. So we all moved over here after Kevin passed away.
And how did he pass again?
Oh, they never really determined how he passed away.
Dude, do you think he's trying to communicate to solve
let you
this?
know.
Well, it was a weird situation. Like, he was with people and he died and people left him there and no one heard from him for a couple of days. And then his son came down and went in the office with an extra key and he was dead in the office. And the weird thing was his dog, he had a big golden retriever. His dog was locked up in the back room, which he would only lock his dog up if he had company. You know what I mean? Like, he would never lock his dog up because him and his dog were like besties. Like, if he was sitting on the couch in that back room, the dog was always chilling with him on the thing, and his keys were missing. So someone was there when he passed away, and a couple of the things were missing. Like valuables.
Oh, man.
And so we know someone was with him when he died.
And they didn't rule. I mean, no foul play or anything like that, or
no foul play, no. And it just
dude, it is somebody he knows in the circle.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, cause he had a bail bond. It was the setup was his bail bond office, and then my bail bond office, and then the tattoo shop. We were all separate units, and in that little strip mall, we all would hang out. Because we were all spending so much time around each other. So we had a barbecue grill we'd bring out. We'd all we partied a lot together. We hung out. It was a fun little work environment for everybody. And so we saw so many people come and go from each other's offices and shit. For sure, whoever was there, we never found out who it was. No one ever said anything. No one ever came forward and told his family I was with your dad when he passed away. You would think, or render aid, call 911, anything.
Something.
So yeah, he was just in there for maybe we think anywhere from 2 days to maybe 4.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was because the day before he found him, I remember I was calling him. I was down there and I was locked out of my office, and I was calling him because he had a key to my office, and it was just fucking weird.
Dude, the light.
And then we had the crematory behind there too. So that's actually who cremated him. He got cremated in our same strip mall.
oh wow,
Wow.
So
Fucking
One
package
stop
deal.
shop.
yeah, it was a trip, dude. It was crazy.
No, but was the last podcast that we did in here, we had these little lights on, and it did this weird flutter for a second, and then it just changed fucking color.
All the lights were on white, because they changed colors, and then it fluttered for a minute, and then it went to pink. And the weird thing is the color it was isn't even a color option. It was 2 colors mixed and it threw the light up. It was really weird.
It was a trip, yeah.
so you don't use the lights anymore for that reason?
I turned them off.
Yeah, it
We
hasn't been on
turned
since-
them off, and
Yeah, they the remotes, we're fucking with it, and yeah, it did this weird thing. But it was weird because it was just me and you, and we were just doing a thing, and all of a sudden the fucking thing just fluttered, and then it yeah.
Well, you got the Haunted Museum right down the fucking street. You know
yeah.
what I mean,
And plus, this building's old, built in the 40s or 50s. It's an old building.
I think Bugsy stayed here.
Possibly. Well, the story on this building is the guy who owned the plaza. The right here, it's 2 blocks down. He lived in this house while it was being built. So I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of, Vegas characters in and out of this building at one point.
Dude, yeah.
He's like, I'm out. Here, it's done.
But you know what? Speaking of which, in horror movies, white people stick around. They want to know
it's wait.
what's going
I
on.
don't like to
Closure.
be here alone. I really don't. Especially.
That's why you were standing outside when we pulled
Yeah,
up?
I don't really like to be in this building alone and shit. I really don't.
He was like, y'all come in. Come on.
Please come. I'm like, pull up, park here.
I think it's cool.
That's cool.
But Tab, you want to plug anything before we get out?
Tab Lloyd. Go to my website, Miss Tab Lloyd, MSTABLLOYD, and it has access to all of my shows and outlets and other social media access.
Same Instagram handle, same Twitter handle.
YouTube and all of that. Yeah.
Right on. Got anything coming up?
This dick. No, I'm just
Oh, yeah. There
I
you
love
go.
saying that. I don't know. No, I don't. I'm in Arizona Friday, Saturday. No, Friday in Arizona, Phoenix, Saturday in Tempe, Sunday in Tucson.
And what are these dates?
The 18th, 19th, and 20th.
They got a good comedy scene out there. I did
Yeah.
some comedy out there last summer. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think
This month
Scott's
or next
still-
month?
This month.
January?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So next weekend I'll be out of town.
Right on. Dano.
Yeah, I don't really have much of any shows. You can come and see me at the Nostalgia Street Rod Museum.
There you go.
You know, where I just started a new position over there. Their sales and marketing director. Doing that deal over there, so it's kind of a neat little thing. It's a
that the one
family,
on-
the Goldstrom family. They, the dad's like a hot rod builder. He had been for years. And
It's the one on Dean Martin.
No, that's the Hollywood Cars.
Oh, okay. We don't want to plug that.
No, you can go there because that guy actually knows the Goldstroms and sends people their way.
So where are you guys at?
They're on Cameron Street, just off of Hacienda.
Oh, I know where that's at. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that there. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've
At least for me.
he's there's a unique people. Art's been here forever. He's had demolition removal and stuff, like when the hotels and knocking shit down. That's his deal, but his family. He moved out here when he was. It was 1940 when his family came out here, and he's like 83 years old now. But he's got all these hot rods and
fucking 40s. Woo, dude. In Vegas.
other memorabilia and stuff, and they got this cool museum. So yeah, it's kind of a neat thing. They got a hot rod show actually February 2nd. That's free to the public. That's pretty awesome. During the day, come on, check out that.
Right on. All right, guys. Mikey.
Man, just nothing really going on. Just hanging here.
All
Easy
right.
bail bonds. Come see me.
Selling
Selling that freedom. Selling that freedom.
Hopefully, I don't have to.
See him on the good side of things. All right, guys. That's another episode of the ThinkStopper podcast. Just want to say thanks again. You can catch us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube ThinkStopper. ThinkStopper.com. Appreciate it. And over and out.